Okay. Hello, everybody. It's good to see all of you active here in the chat already. We'll get to you in a minute. But I do want to say welcome to Monday Night Live here on Carnivore Talk. And right now it's going to be just me out of the gate. Jeff is enjoying himself on a nice little vacation, and he'll might be able to make it back next week. I'm not sure about that, but we'll get to see him before long. So if anybody would like to join us on the panel tonight, the link is posted in the chat, and I'm also going to post it again right now that we're live. That way you Facebookers can have access to this, and I also should have this streaming over on Rumble. So I did that for the first time last week and actually did pretty good. So, all right, it's wonderful to see all of you. Tonight's theme is going to be things that I would tell my 2023 self about the carnivore diet now in 2026. So I've been on this for 3 years, and now it's a lifestyle, and there's things that I know now that probably would have been good to know back in the beginning. Not too much, I had a pretty good understanding when it started off, but still the theme of this basically then is going to be, advice for someone just starting out. And so if you are just starting out on the carnivore diet, let me know in the comments and tell me how long you've been on it. If you're a veteran, tell us how long you've been doing the carnivore diet as well. And I'd love to hear that. And then, of course, if you've got some advice that you would give to a newbie, I'd like to hear that too. What are the one or two most important things that you think someone venturing down this path for the first time ought to know? That's going to be our discussion for tonight. All right, so let's go ahead and say hi to those of you who are in the chat, and we'll get to our topic in a little bit. Sometimes it takes us 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or an hour, and we'll get to our topic soon. In the meantime, the first one through the gate was Linda Flanagan. Very good. That was at 7:26. So I posted this at like 7:20. So you must have got the notification. And if you don't get notifications and you do try to make sure you're subscribed and you hit that bell icon. And we have Jerry. How you doing, Jerry?
Hey, hi, Bob. I'm great. I've spent a lot of time outside today. You can tell I have that sun-kissed look.
Yes, you do. All right. Very good. Today for us, we had storms run through yesterday evening, and then the temperature dropped. Today was actually kind of chilly. So it's been roasting upper 80s. And today I think it just cracked above 60. So it was a little chilly, especially when the wind blew.
We have got a few yellow and orange leaves on our trees.
Well, where are you dialing in from again?
Northwestern Wisconsin, 40 miles north of Eau Claire.
Oh, okay. Isn't it a little early to have some leaves changing color?
Yeah, I agree. Last night it was 46 degrees up here. It was
okay.
Cool, very cool for the season, of course.
Yeah, no, you talked about changing leaves. I was starting to think maybe you were down in the southern hemisphere or something.
No.
I've got apple trees, and I don't think they're very healthy. I don't know how much longer they're going to be around, but they're already dropping leaves. So that's kind of strange. They usually drop them early, but it seems like every year they're dropping them earlier and earlier.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I'm glad you could join me tonight. And I'm going to go back to some comments here. We had just gotten started. So Jamet says, good evening, Jeff and friends. And again, Jeff if you remember, he talked last week. He was dehydrating some bacon and going on a motorcycle ride, I think, or some sort of vacation. And Bacon Runner is here. And let's see here. Oh, and Jamet says she's not feeling so great tonight. So I'm sorry to hear that. Hope whatever it is just temporary and that you kick it soon. All right, Brian Dish is in the house. Linda McDaniel from Michigan. And there's Thomas. Hey, Tom, how you doing? Jump on in. We don't care if we don't care if you're in pajamas, I saw someone's comment that they're in pajamas, but you're more than welcome to jump in pajamas. And if it would make you more comfortable, maybe I'll do the show in pajamas one day myself. So
Carnivore pajama talk.
no, right now, yeah, Carnivore pajama talk. Right now, I got this shirt that my son's fiance got for me. It says, "Hair would only slow me down."
Cute.
So that is true. Who needs hair, right? All right. Let's see here. Brian Airy is here. And Carnivore Wayne, good to see you. And let's see here. Yeah, Target Prime Rib, you're near me. I'm in Pennsylvania. He's in New Jersey, so you're not too far from each other, I don't imagine. All right. Faith, Fuel, and Footsteps. Welcome aboard. I've seen you've been dropping some YouTube videos lately.
And, Desiree, that's her name. Desiree.
Yes, Desiree. That's correct. Yeah. Very good. Let's see. What do we got going on here? Oh, Brian asks, Donna Ray, do you have a live coming up? And she's the one that's in her pajamas, but doesn't say yes. Yes, she does. Where was it at? Friday at 7 p.m. And I'm going to help you out there. If you want to see Bacon Runners live, and there's the link to her channel, and then you'll be able to see why she calls herself Bacon Runner. She's actually into running. Go over there, give her some support, and look to tune into that live on Friday. And let's see here. I'm trying to remember. You're in the middle of a forest. That's right.
In Chippewa County, Wisconsin. I'm just sending a message right now to Carrie Jean. She said she's in Rice Lake, and that's 40 miles north of me.
All right. So here's Jerry's channel too. I'm going to post that link.
Thank you.
I posted in the right one. I'm going to post over here so it goes to everybody. There you go. So yeah, go over and support Bacon Runner. Go over there and support Jerry. She is in the middle of a forest. That's the name of her channel, but she literally is in the middle of a forest. So
there's my tree.
All right. Don Schonger's here. Good evening. And we have Terry Girl. And and she says, "Where's Jerry?" There you are, right there. Ta-da! Let's see here. Uncle Charlie's here. How are you doing, Bob? I hope you had a great weekend. In case I forget, I hope you enjoy your Father's Day this Sunday coming up. Oh, yes. Well, thank you. And yeah, it was a good weekend. I'm trying to think, did I do anything notable? Oh, I did. Okay. So I had a 3-day religious event I attended. So that's what I was busy. So it was busy. The weekend went by like that. I kind of forgot it existed. So let's see here. That I'm preoccupied with work. So yeah, I've got unfortunately, I had a subcontractor do some subpar work for a client and that client is now not happy. And I've been having to spend several days back at that house fixing things. So it's been rather frustrating. So that's why my mind's on don't know what did I do this weekend. I don't know, because all I did today was like desperately try and get done the rest of this punch list so I can get paid and move on. All right, let's see here. Isabella Goyer is here, and Bill Cook is trying to choke down his sardines. So are you like just hungry and you're wolfing them down, or do you struggle to eat sardines? I'm curious, Bill. It sounds like you're maybe not too fond of the sardines. So, which is kind of interesting. I go through phases. Like I showed this off like a couple months ago on one of our Monday Night Lives, and it's still up here and I haven't ate it yet. I go through phases where I'm like really into sardines, and then I don't want to touch them again for like 9 months. And I'm kind of in that don't touch them right now phase. I kind of burned out on them. All right. Marla Kelly says hello. And here's Lewis. is in here. Let's see
Happy
here.
belated birthday, Lewis. Your birthday was a couple days ago.
Oh, okay. Very nice. So probably younger than me. I'm 50. You're probably catching up though. So
You guys are way younger than me.
there used to be a time when I just assumed like people were older than me. And I just always assumed people are older than me. And now I'm getting to the point where I'm just assuming everybody's younger than me. It's interesting how the perspective changes. So, Sandy Blythe, good to see you. And let me look at the other chat. See how. Let's see here. You guys are chatting away. Very nice. So, Carrie Jean, hey Bob, beautiful evening here in Rice Lake, Wisconsin. Oh, very nice. Now you're in Wisconsin too, right?
Yes, the Rice Lake is 40 miles north of me, and Eau Claire is 40 miles south of me.
All right. Very nice. Have you ever met up with a fellow carnivore from the internet in real life?
I have met Kelly
Mm-hmm.
from Missouri in real life, and I went to Montello last weekend, so I met up with all the people.
Oh, okay. Very nice. Yeah, I was I had gone, so I've gone to a meetup. Obviously, I went to one of the Healing Humanity meetups in Columbus, and then I'm trying to think. I socialize a lot online, so I've actually met a lot of people online. I'm just trying to figure out if I've met. Oh yes, I have. So there's a woman who goes by Greek Carnivore that works here in the city that I live in, and so we got to bump into each other one time also. And
Nice.
yeah. Oh, and then over in Dr. Barry's group, there was another woman. Turns out she lives down the street from me about 5 blocks. It's in walking distance. And her name was Jan. And a couple summers ago, it's been a couple summers now. We met in Dr. Barry's group, and she invited us down, me and my wife down, and made some smash burgers, and that was pretty neat. So yeah, I've met some individuals that are local. So
Excellent.
yeah.
Bob, speaking of birthdays, today is Papa Carnivore's birthday. Peter, he just popped into the chat.
Oh, okay. Very nice.
Happy
Oh,
birthday again, Peter. I saw
another.
him this morning. He was on Kiltz's show.
Uh-huh.
Peter did the whole show because Kiltz was a MIA. So Peter was just clicking away and talking. It was fabulous.
Oh yeah. Okay. That's very good. So was that on Kiltz's channel?
On Kiltz's channel, only in the chat. We were all chitting and chatting, wishing him a happy birthday. And he went out for dinner. His mother bought him a steak dinner today. God bless you.
All right. Very nice. All right. Good to see you, Peter. And let's see here. Okay. Yeah, the shirt. The shirt is comical, so I enjoy it. So I decided I'd wear it and show it off a bit. That's funny. All right. Let's see here. Coach Angela Mullins is here.
She's coming back from the UK, I think. She went to the meetup across the pond.
Oh, that's cool. Oh yeah, there she is. Yeah, just heading home, just landed from the UK. Check that out.
Fabulous.
All right. Let's see here. Let's skip ahead here. A lot of small talk. Terry says you were nude in the trees all day today.
Well, in the middle of all the trees, I was. Yes, I was.
All right. There you go. I thought I would get used to them. I bought them last year, like 40 cans. Okay, yeah. So 40 cans, I'd be choking them down after about 5, probably. Very good. Now, so here's a question: does anybody eat their sardines in any other way besides just crack open the can and stick a fork in it and put it in your mouth? Because that's the only way I know how. I've never seen a sardine recipe or prepared or even warmed up a sardine. I've just always ate them right out of the can.
I
So,
have deep fried them in beef tallow. They're fabulous. I have put them in the air fryer and crisped them up. I even went last week and tried them, Anita Bree's recipe in the chaffle maker. Fabulous with beef tallow. Wonderful.
oh, okay. Does the chaffle maker just kind of like grill them or something?
Smashes them and grills them and makes them uber crispy. They're delicious.
Oh, I'll have to try that. So, yeah, at Sam's Club about a month ago, they had this new product in there, and they were tuna burgers. And I was like, "Oh, that sounds like it would be good," because I do like tuna fish. I hated them.
What?
I fried up a couple tuna burgers, and they were just pretty foul. I didn't like it. So I've got like it was a 6-pack. I think I got 3 more, and they're going to be enjoyed by my canine companion the next time I decide to get them out and cook them and create some freezer space. I didn't like them, so I'm a little nervous about that. But I mean, I love fish. Like I eat salmon, and my favorite is the steelhead trout. I actually prefer that over salmon.
Mm,
And I mean, like all kinds of cooked fish too. But for some
mhm.
reason, the tuna burger patties were, ugh, they were not good. I don't know why. And they looked pretty clean too. So
Hmm.
yeah. All right. Where am I at? Frank Calabresi's here. He's listening while he's doing some stuff. Let's see here. You have to be sardine hungry. At least I do. That's true. Yeah. Mustard or hot sauce helps them go down. Yeah, the ones that are plain in water, I mean, they're okay. You know, I do like to get some of the other ones. So I did add spicy mustard. Bill just started a 21 day sardine fast.
Brian, yep. Yeah, he
Like,
asked me to join him, but this is my last week of vacation, so I have a lot of beef that I want to eat. Sorry, Brian. I'll catch you at the end.
mm-hmm. All right. I had a can of smoked oysters today. So I
Mm,
got an interesting oyster story too. So like my dad always loved oysters and he recommended it. And when I lived out on my own, because I liked sardines, he's the one that got me into sardines. And I lived next door to a store and I went down to the seafood, the canned food aisle, and I saw the canned oysters. And so I went ahead and picked up a can and took them home, opened them up, stuck a fork in it, put it in my mouth, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this was hideous." And I was like, "I don't know what he sees in these." So fast forward, say 20 years, we're at my favorite seafood boil restaurant, and he decides to get a dozen oysters on the half shell, and they come out raw on ice. And there's some things you can put on it, like a little wasabi or some ginger or some mustard or some hot sauce or whatever. And he picks these things up and he just slurps them right off the shell, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, that looks so nasty. And then he's like, oh, they're absolutely heavenly, they're the best thing ever. And I told him that I tried oysters 20 plus years ago out of a can in the store, and he's like, oh, no, 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 that's not the way you eat them. He's like, you need to try one of these. So I've like thought about it, pondered it, put it on my plate, finally worked up the courage to slurp this oyster thing up, and it was delicious. It was amazing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been missing out. And so now anytime we go out for seafood, I also get either half a dozen or a dozen oysters on the half shell. So good for omega-3s. So
yes, yes.
very good. Yeah, absolutely delicious. So I have not returned to try oysters in a can yet. I've never returned to eat a cooked oyster yet, but I can eat the raw ones and enjoy them very, very much. So, all right. Anybody else like cooked oysters? Anybody else like raw oysters? Let me know. Let's see here. All right. Was up late last night. So hot here. 115. Is that the
Wow.
actual temperature or the heat index? That's
California. That's
yeah.
where Juju's from.
Okay.
She's a Cali.
That's
Her
that's
and
that's
Carrie
hot.
girl.
Was that or is that like how hot it was in the house? That's
Ooh.
whew. I can't sleep very well. I mean, I can, but I can't sleep very well. Like I turn the house down to 68 to go to sleep. I like to be basically chilled. So, all right. But yeah, that is roasting. All right. Papa Carnivore is in the house, has a birthday today. So another trip around the sun. Let's see here. And had a steak. Everyone is younger than me. So that eventually everyone will be younger than me too. So here we go. Yeah. Hey, had a delicious filet mignon steak with a lot of cold butter on the side. So good. Very nice. Sounds like you got treated. Very good. All right. Bride's biscuit is here in the house. And am I getting close to catching up? It doesn't look like it.
Oh, no, a
All
lot of
right.
happy birthday, Peters.
Yeah. Speaking of Peter,
There is the man of the hour. Hey, Peter. Hey, birthday boy.
hey there.
I gotta show you my new T-shirt.
Absolute eat fatty meat carnivore. There's
It says
I've seen a
absolute
lot
carnivore in
of
the middle. It says eat fatty meat.
yeah. I've seen a lot of alcohol themed carnivore apparel lately.
Well, this is one of Gary No Slow's creation that he sent me.
Okay.
You know Gary No Slow?
Yes.
And okay, he has all these carnivore funny T-shirts. There's a Starbucks one. There's all different ones. Like he's got Coca-Cola. It says carnivore. It looks like it says Coca-Cola, but it says carnivore. And it's like a red and white shirt, like a Coke bottle, a Coke can. Yeah.
Yeah. Last week, someone had one that looked like Miller High Life and another one that had like
There it
Budweiser.
is.
There it is. Yeah. Yeah. High fat for life.
He has a Budweiser one. He's got a whole site. If you go to Mitch's channel, Old Guy Carnivore in the morning, a lot of times Mitch will put up the link to Gary's bonfire.com site for T-shirts.
All right. Very cool. Very nice.
There's a real need for these funny carnivore T-shirts, don't you think, Jerry? I mean, it's like we want everybody to. I want everybody to know. I'm proud of it. Jerry, you're muted. You're still muted.
Me too. I think so. I think people see the Absolute or the Miller, especially in Wisconsin, because this is Miller country.
Yeah.
And they go, wait, what does that say?
Yeah.
They take a second take.
Well,
yeah, I was on social media earlier and someone was asking like, it was a weird question. Like, well, what's a diet tip that you did that was successful for you, but you'd be too embarrassed to admit? I thought it was a weird question, but I just answered like, I did strict carnivore for over a year and I'm not embarrassed in the slightest. Like I shot it from the rooftops, so
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, so I wanted to ask you a question, Bob.
Sure.
When's the last time you had the cystatin C test done?
Probably about 3 to 4 months ago. I'm due for one. I have another nephrologist appointment coming up in early July, so I'll be getting blood work probably in another week or two. I'm supposed to get it 2 weeks before my appointment.
How did that one go? How was your test?
Oh, let's see if I wrote it down. So everything's just kind of like staying stable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything's stable. I'm going to open up my Excel spreadsheet.
And Jerry, you know what I'm talking about? His cystatin C is his kidney function test.
For kidneys, right? Yep.
Well, instead of using the EGFR, because that really looks at creatinine levels, which you can't do when you're a carnivore because you got tons of creatinine running through your, right, Bob?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No. So November it was 21. I think it was still 21, maybe 22. It was still
And
just
what's a
like,
normal,
right where it's always
level?
been.
Like if I had mine tested, what would mine be?
Well, so that's the EGFR calculated with cystatin C. So,
Right. But what's a
so
normal level? Like if you're a perfectly normal person, what should that number be? Yours is 24.
Your EGFR should be like over 90.
Oh, so you're talking about EGFR. I thought you were talking about the statin C.
There's two ways to calculate your EGFR. You can use one equation uses creatinine, the other equation uses cystatin C.
Okay, so 24 is a pretty accurate measurement then using cystatin C.
Right. Yeah, because if you go with my creatinine, it's 10.
Okay, so, you can't do that. So where does 24 put you on the scale of
that would be stage 4 chronic kidney disease.
Wow.
Yeah, with creatinine, it would be stage 5. And actually with creatinine, if the number was accurate, anybody that's 10 or single digits should be on dialysis, but I'm not on dialysis because that's a false reading,
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll be taking that test again here soon and we'll see where I'm at. I'm still battling high blood pressure. So we're still trying to get that down because.
And how clean have you been in the last, say, 3 to 6 months?
Oh, like usual 95, 97% carnivore. I've also cut out soda, so I was drinking Mountain Dew like I drink water now. So, but now I've been just drinking water and most of them has been, things like the polar waters and the, we actually got a water machine which takes the 5-gallon jug upside down. That's the greatest thing. And I have a ice machine that makes pebble ice. So just regular ice water is really good, but I drink tea in the morning. And, when we go out, I'll have iced tea. So that's the only thing that's like, would have any oxalate in it, and I gotta watch oxalates because oxalates are bad for kidneys. So
yeah.
So 90, 95, 97%. I still revert, occasionally I'll revert to keto. Occasionally might have fruit or something, kind of depending on usually who I'm with and where I'm at, so, but I don't mind, I say that all the time. I don't mind occasionally, reverting to keto for a meal. So, or animal based now and again. So, yeah, those aren't going to be enough to do my kidneys in. So,
yeah.
So it was interesting. I was talking to AI because I was like, I got off the Mountain Dew and I was drinking some iced tea, and AI said that it's probably a negligible switch, or maybe even actually a step in the wrong direction, because with the tea you've got the oxalates, and then with the Mountain Dew you were just there was nothing in there that would have been harmful.
Well, but Bob, it depends on what kind of tea. If you're talking about black tea, yes, it's high in oxalates. But if you're talking green tea or herbal tea has no oxalates really, and green tea has very, very low oxalates. So I typically drink herbal tea if I'm going to have tea. Like I'll have chamomile or hibiscus, mint tea, whatever, different types of, teas, the herbal or green tea. But I try and stay away from black tea just because of the higher oxalates. And I like the herbal teas really a lot. Even ginger tea. I have some ginger tea, which is herbal. It's good. Just like a lemon ginger, whatever. It's made by Bigelow.
Yeah. There was a case maybe 10 years ago. It might even been more. It's 2015 or 2005, I think. If I could have the year wrong. But there was a guy who was drinking a gallon of iced tea a day for years. And next thing you know, he was on dialysis with stage 5 kidney disease. And
because of the oxalates?
Yeah. And it was a gallon. Now I don't drink a gallon, obviously, like I have a cup here or there, But yeah, he was drinking a gallon a day. I'm pretty sure it was a gallon.
So I wonder, was it because I know people who drink a gallon of water a day and they're not on dialysis. It has to be the oxalates.
Let's see if I can't find it here.
A
day, kidney issues. So,
because I know people who drink a gallon of water a day and they don't have kidney disease.
Yeah, so it's the oxalate. Yeah, it's the oxalate load.
It's got to be oxalates.
Let me find it here.
But you're just drinking a small amount. Are you drinking black tea, like regular Lipton tea?
What I don't make it at home. It's whatever I get when I'm out. So.
Okay, but so that's black tea.
Probably, yeah.
Right.
But like I said, I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
But it was interesting that AI said that I probably actually made a decision that was technically a net negative. That I was probably better off drinking the Mountain Dew than I was the iced tea for my kidneys. So
do you like green tea?
I like all kinds of tea.
So you'd be better off, Bob, if you stay away from black tea and just go green tea or herbal tea.
I put down in the chat Dr. Fung's line of teas, Pique, pronounced peak.
Peak, yeah.
They're very good. All herbal,
yeah,
organic.
Yeah.
Good.
I like Bigelow.
Yeah, here's a study, but yeah, it's iced tea nephropathy. So it was in 2015. Yeah, 56-year-old man presented in the hospital in May 2014 with weakness, fatigue, body aches, and elevated serum creatinine levels. And he did not have a personal history of kidney stones. The urine sediment was remarkable for the presence of calcium oxalate crystals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. On further questioning, the patient admitted to drinking 16 8-ounce glasses of iced tea daily. Yep. And they blamed it on the oxalates and the caffeine. 16 8-ounce glasses. So is that more than a gallon? I think that's more than a gallon.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Well, 64 ounces is a gallon.
Yeah. So 16 times 8. I got the calculator here. 16 times 8 times 8, 128. So he was drinking 2 gallons.
No, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's 128 ounces is a gallon.
I think you're right. I think you're right. I think you're right.
Google it. Ask how many ounces in a gallon.
How many ounces in a gallon? Yeah, 128. So yeah, it wasn't 1 gallon. 1 gallon of tea a day.
So he was drinking a gallon.
Yep.
Still, imagine drinking a gallon of iced tea every day.
Whew. And he was 56 and he had been doing it for years.
Right.
So it's not like it's not like he did it over the course of a few months and then all of a sudden had kidney disease. But he'd been whacking on his kidneys with high oxalates and caffeine and dehydration day after day after day for maybe decades,
Well, that'd really dehydrate you.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just have we go out to eat, I'll have iced tea,
Right. But, that's not going to do me.
I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've made some improvements, and like I said, from time to time, we go out to eat, I'm not the first year I used to be that guy that would be like, try and make something special for me. Now I'm like, okay, I'll go ahead and have the side of broccoli because it's keto, because I'm still a believer in keto. I'm a believer in the proper human diet. So not just carnivore, but the spectrum that Dr. Berry preaches about.
Well, I had a couple asparagus spears with my filet tonight. So what?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like if I have broccoli, it's probably one night at dinner. I probably won't have it again till 3 to 10 weeks later. It just kind of depends.
But I'll tell you, when I have my steak at home, I usually have it with just butter Or I
yeah.
might have it with a pickle, but that's it.
Yeah, no, at home, I'm carnivore at home all the time. So,
Yeah.
but if someone invites us over for hospitality at their house and they cook us dinner,
Yeah.
or if we go out to eat and I look at my options, I will revert to keto for that meal. So,
Yeah, and I do the same thing when I this was my birthday dinner, so a couple pieces of asparagus. I didn't care. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. All right, very good. So I'm 50. Am I catching up?
I'm 64.
64. All right. Okay. I'm
It's
gaining on you.
That's a Beatles song. When I'm 64.
Oh yeah. Crack open.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Peter, Gary wanted me to tell you that your birthday gift is coming and it's fabulous.
Look at this shirt. Look at this shirt. Is that amazing? Kelly, do you see my shirt?
Absolute.
It says absolute carnivore. In the middle, it's hard to read. It says eat fatty meat.
Is that one of Gary's shirts?
What do you think?
I know he has some unique designs. Now he needs to make a carnivore version of my home state beer. We have the Miller Lite from Wisconsin.
No, Jerry, hold on, Jerry, show him your shirt.
Yep,
hold on.
You. We already have one of those. Here's the Miller.
Can you make Jerry big? I don't know if you can make Jerry.
Oh
big.
yeah, I can.
Yeah,
hold on, wait. Hold on. Look at that one. High fat for life. It says carnivore, high fat for life.
Like Miller High Life.
Yeah. Yep. High fat for life. He's very witty. He's got Gary has a great sense of humor. He's creative. And I got to tell you, I love the other shirt he got me. You know, the Converse All-Stars, the Chucks, the sneakers. It's like a circle with a star in the middle. Do you remember the Converse All-Star? And my t-shirt, it says Carnivore All-Star. And then in the middle, it says Pretzel Pete with a star. And just below that is a tiny little pretzel. And he made that just for me.
All right. So, Kelly, how you doing?
I am doing fantastic. I'm doing pretty good. Got half of the yard mowed because it's been raining so much here. And so I have to go over it like 3 times to get it to where it needs to be. So the second part will happen tomorrow night, but that one won't take as long on my mom's side. But my side takes forever because it is just thick.
How many acres are there total of just grass?
Probably a good acre.
Wow, that's a lot.
Just in the yards, between the 2 yards.
Right. I used to have 3/4 of an acre, but then there was another 1/4 of an acre that was like an underground pipeline that I used to. It was basically a no man's land. I would mow that like it was my own yard in the back. So it was about an acre. I had a riding tractor, like a Craftsman riding tractor, but I used to get a cigar and I would get a beer and a cigar and I'd go out there on Sunday morning, and I'd drive around like a farmer on my land, mowing my grass. It was so much fun. I really miss that. That was when I lived up in Pennsylvania.
All righty. Okay, so I was starting some comments here. Earlier, we were talking about sardines and oysters. So a lot of these comments have to do with that. Papa Carnivore says, I put hot sauce on my sardines and eat them right out of the can. Very good. Like Frank's Hot or Tabasco sauce?
Like that. Or I like Louisiana hot sauce, like that.
All right. So far, I've never cooked sardines or put them in a sandwich. I just eat them from the can. Yeah, see, that's me. I'm, inexperienced when it comes to sardines, I guess. So the only way I knew how to eat them, the only way I was shown. Sardines out of the can only. air fryer sardines sounds good, says Titus 2 wife. That's a new name. Glad to have you here. Nice to meet you. And then ketogenic woman has a ton of recipes. Bacon runner likes them with mustard sauce. And carnivore cutler says, I like my sardines plain with yellow mustard, with Tabasco, with pickled jalapeno juice. Ooh, that's interesting. And next I'm going to try Frank's original hot sauce. So, and this is interesting. I had tuna patties. I hated them, cooked on the grill. I like salmon patties, but not tuna patties. I think I've had salmon burgers before and they were okay. I think that's what I was expecting. And yes, steelhead trout is delicious. Brian Airy can eat sardines 24/7. Papa Carnivore likes King Oscar in particular.
Yes.
Louisiana hot sauce. Yep.
I like the King Oscar and the extra virgin olive oil, the whole ones with the skin and the bones, the whole. They're very small little sardines. They're very, very tender.
Bristling? Don't they call that bristling sardines?
I guess so. They're the small ones.
Kelly, the audience wants to know what you're eating.
I call it ground beef soup. Pretty much is ground beef and loaded with tallow.
Yum.
Wow. Do you put anything in the ground beef?
I put Redmond's. I put Redmond's in it, and then I put the salter garlic and onion seasoning in it as well.
Okay, but you don't add like eggs or bacon or cheese or.
If I'm doing the regular carb right now, I'm doing the lion diet. The only except for last night, I was on the pizza challenge. But other than that, I'm right back on the lion diet. So I want to finish this out. So yeah, normally I would put eggs or bacon and stuff in it.
And are you doing the lion diet for health, for weight, or are you just giving it a try?
All three.
Okay.
Giving it a try and a little bit of health. And it's helping me learn that I have ate too much dairy, and I have to treat dairy as a treat now instead of eating it every day.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Remember I told you about the yogurt? You know, I was loading up on that yogurt. I gained 34 pounds eating that yogurt. And well, I was adding a lot of berries too, but even when I just took the berries out, the yogurt's it's the yogurt that was really killing me. It just, I can't have, and it's too addictive. It tastes so good. So I just stopped it altogether, and I'm down 7 pounds in 2 weeks.
Was it the whole milk Greek yogurt from Aldi?
Yeah.
Plain, or was it?
No,
sugar?
it was the vanilla one, but that has some carbs in it.
Mm-hmm.
Catching back up here. Steamed clams are delicious. I will agree with that.
I love steamed clams with drawn butter. Oh God.
Bride's Biscuit likes the oysters in a half shell. And then Terry says, I like barbecue oysters with hot sauce. That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Uncle Charlie says, do you know how fish get their omega-3? They eat the probably algae, and algae turns into omega-3, just in case you were wondering. Yeah, that's fine. So they eat their ancestrally appropriate diet, and then I eat the fish, which is part of my ancestrally appropriate diet. So it all works. Circle of life. Oysters got expensive in restaurants. Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Canned smoked oysters aren't bad. Better if you eat with a cherry tomato. Yeah, no, restaurant. I try not to do restaurants a lot because it's just, especially that I've been on carnivore diet. Like I save so much money. It is ridiculous. And
I can get so much more meat at the grocery store. The restaurants, it's just such a ripoff.
Right. Yeah, we can go. My wife and I can go to a restaurant and drop anywhere between $70 and $100 on a dinner, and it's like I can buy dinner for 5 days with the same amount of money, you know. So,
yeah.
Desiree, how's it going?
I'm doing good, but I think I'm gonna have to exit and come back because the show audio is playing in my ear.
Okay.
And I'm right here. So I'm like, what is going on? It's like two shows at once. So I'm going to jump out.
Do you
Oh,
have
you're hearing double?
Do you hear?
Mhm.
Do you have YouTube open in a different window?
I'm on my cell phone and I was watching the show on YouTube and then I clicked the StreamYard link in the comments.
Yeah, you have to
So I just
mute YouTube.
You got to
Oh,
mute
okay.
YouTube.
Yeah, if YouTube's still open, go over to it and try and
And
mute
then
it
it'll
and come
work.
back. And if she's frozen, that probably means she's over in the YouTube app at the moment instead of in her
Right.
browser.
Am I
All
back?
right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I couldn't figure out how to mute it, but I did figure out how to pause it.
Okay. All right. Very good. And now
Okay.
you're not hearing double anymore, right?
Right now.
All right.
Boy, good thing I got tech savvy people.
This is not our
help me. I
first
feel-
rodeo.
Every week I learn something new. So, okay, are you the birthday boy, Peter?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
happy
I'm si-
birthday.
I'm 64. I'm only 1 year from Medicare.
Hey, we all get there at some point.
Yeah.
But you know what? You have a full head of hair and none
I
of it's
do.
gray.
No.
That's
Nope.
pretty when you said that, I started Googling it. I was like, oh my gosh, could Carnivore turn back the clock?
It did. I used to have like real salt and pepper gray, and now it's almost all back to my normal hair color with only a few wisps.
I did read some stuff. It said that it is possible that pigment or whatever could maybe regenerate cells or something. I don't know. I'm not good with the terms.
I know a ton of people who have gotten their natural hair color back in part or all.
I don't want my natural back. I like
I was gonna say Jerry's the silver fox, so I don't. Yeah, she doesn't need to have her. What was your natural color, Jerry?
It was your color, and then I would put highlights in it, and
Mhm.
have pink hair and all the things.
Yeah, I told my husband. I said, if it gets bad enough where it's like, okay, it's like my entire head is gray. I said I might just let go and just embrace it and be the mature woman I am.
Well, I lost my hair and I had to embrace it. That didn't have any options.
Well, if it holds you back, then it's not worth it, Bob.
I think you look great, Bob. Bob, you look great.
Hair would only slow me down.
Yeah.
Well, great job on the pizza thing the other night. That was so entertaining. I was trying to do supper and watch at the same time. And I just wanted to keep like running back to the monitor so I could see like what was going on.
Well, Jerry made a carnivore pizza calzone type of thing.
And the minis, yeah.
And then I made a calzone, and then I made a regular pizza. I just went with it because it's just me. My husband won't eat this stuff, but it's way better than a pizzeria. And it was like a thick Chicago pizza.
What does your husband eat?
Standard American diet.
Really? Now, does he have any weight or health issues?
Well, he used to be very heavy. He was on my channel. I had him. He did a couple of shows on my channel. Very heavy. Right. He has type 2 pre-diabetes.
Right.
Heart issues, kidney issues, gallbladder issues. He's got the litany, the arm's length of issues. But
and he doesn't want to try this to get out of that stuff.
No.
And
he's going blind too.
Does he think you're crazy?
Of course he does. He wrote me a letter saying that I cook crappy food, and I didn't take offense to it because it's the truth. Not that I cook crappy food. I cook steaks. I cook burgers. I cook things very simple. I don't do the big ornate Italian.
So when he says you cook crappy food, he means you just cook like a plain meat without like a casserole and all kind of, you know what I mean, the noodles and the whole production.
Yeah, exactly it.
Right.
And I know how to cook. I did catering as a business,
Yeah.
but right now carnivore is just my jam. It's timely. It's the best. It's best for my body
So
too.
you don't make him like those fancy kind of non-carnivore foods. You just say fend for yourself kind of thing.
Well, I do the eggs and the omelets, and I can't do bacon anymore. He just had his teeth redone.
But I mean, for dinner, well, how does he get dinner?
I'll make him a French fried potato, maybe a baked potato with butter and cheese. If I have French fries, they're cooked in beef tallow because I refuse to buy any Crisco or any of the
Right.
seed oils. Nothing.
So you're trying to help him in a way.
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
I slip the creatine in his drinks. It's all the good stuff. It's not like I'm slipping him a Mickey.
Right. No, I get it. But you're trying to help him, is what it sounds
I'm
like.
trying.
Yeah. How old is he?
78.
Whoa. So he's
Very
Mitch's
old.
age. He's Mitch's age. Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Former truck driver. Truck drivers have the worst diets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Uncle Charlie says you look 54, not 64.
Thank you, Charlie.
And, you know, we're talking about your full head of dark hair. I think between you and Rick are the only people above that age bracket that I can think of.
Look how dark that is.
Solid
Look at
dark
that.
hair. Yeah. Yeah, that's how fortunate.
This is
Yeah,
no
I'm
different than my hair
47
looked
and
when I was,
you have less gray than I do.
I mean, this looks the same as when I was in my 30s. There's no difference.
Yeah.
Although some of my color came back, but I don't know. It may come back and it may not all come back. But I noticed that every time I give myself a haircut, I have a little bit more dark brown.
Right.
God, that's so crazy.
It's true.
That's so crazy.
And you've seen Rick. I mean, Rick's 58. He just turned 58. He has like zero gray. I'm talking. He was in the car with me for 3 hours driving up to Mitch's. I'm telling you, the guy, he looks like he's maybe 35. I mean, he's amazing. But I mean, he's been eating carnivore for what is it? 40 something years? 43?
43.
Since he was 15, if I remember. Yeah.
43 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a well-oiled machine, well maintained.
and he really doesn't.
He does put oil in his hair, by the way, too.
Lard. Lard.
Oh, lard. Oh.
Yeah.
Feral grandmother's enjoying some duck.
I love duck. I had duck a couple nights ago, half a roast duck. It was delicious.
All right. Very good. All right. I'm going to hop over. I got 15 starred comments here. Canned oysters in the can are boiled. Make oyster stew with heavy whipping cream and lots of butter. I mean, I'm open to try anything, but you know, the canned oysters kind of scared me off when I was a kid. So I don't know if I like cooked oysters. Oh, so going to No Slow Shirts. Do they come in a V-neck by chance?
I don't know.
No one ever does a V-neck, and he says I can add V-necks. So that's a good point. I love V-necks, and V-necks are hard to find. I also love 100% cotton, and everything is some sort of mix of polyester today, and I absolutely hate it. So it's hard to find pure cotton, and it's hard to find a V-neck. And if you can find a pure cotton and V-neck, I'm delighted.
This one feels like pure cotton to me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is super high quality.
All right. Very good. Terry girl, if I was a new carnivore, that is our theme tonight, by the way. What would you tell your beginner newbie carnivore self, what you now, based on what you know now, however many years later it's been? So if I was a new carnivore and saw all the raw meat talk, I'm pretty sure I did not continue to learn about it. I would not have continued to learn about it. Yeah. Same here. there's I get why some people want to explore the raw side of things, but I don't agree with the pushing it that like this is the way it ought to be. You
No.
have to try raw, you know.
No.
Yeah.
The most I've done is I've gone to, like tonight I had my filet. I told him I wanted it like Pittsburgh, which is like seared on both sides. And I told him I want it rare, nice and rare in the center. That's exactly how they cooked it. It was perfect. And then I just put salt, and then I said, bring me cold butter on the side, a big hunk of it, which they did. I said, make sure it's real butter. Okay, I want real butter. And it was, you could tell. And oh man, Jerry, I haven't had a filet, and it was so like butter. It was amazing.
It does make a difference. Because when I first started out, I ask a few questions, but I'm also kind of shy. So I was just, I'm not shy, but I just wanted to kind of listen and observe and kind of hear like what everybody's doing.
Well, remember too, the longer you go, the more confidence you will get. Trust me on that. You won't worry if someone thinks you're weird, right, Jerry? Who cares?
I don't care. I don't care at all.
I wear it as a badge of honor. I'm like, I'm not the crazy one. You're the one stuffing your face with donuts and crap, not me. You're the crazy one, not me.
I've been told before. I mean, I used to be a trainer before I quit my job, but I've been told that I have I command presence. So I try to like, be a little quiet, not like, come in and like monopolize the entire conversation, so I just try to like hang back a little bit, and there's a lot, like I have tons and tons of questions, but there's stuff that I learn just by listening and following along, instead of like nudging in and taking over like everybody else's like conversation. But to your point, Peter, the cold butter, yes. I figured that out listening to you guys.
It mixes.
Man, it tastes so different.
Yeah, because it when you have that hot steak and you put the cold butter in your mouth and it melts in your mouth, there's nothing like that. It is so good.
It is. It's so good, and it has to be salted. But yeah, it does. It makes a difference. And I learned from Amy Davis. She was like, hey, if you're feeling a little hungry, just put a little bit of butter, like a pat of butter in your mouth. And I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this. And then, I don't know. I just, I cut it. Well, first of all, I wasn't doing it cold. I was doing it warm. That was bad. And then I cut it up into like smaller pieces, and that worked. And now I'm like taking bigger pieces. Like I probably could put a pat of butter in my mouth and it wouldn't bother me now. So you get used to it. And I think a lot of it is mental, even with the raw point, Bob, I don't know if I could ever do raw. I don't know. It's just not for me. I don't like my meat cold. I'm kind of I'm bougie like that. So I just like to have my meat warm. That's why I have a big issue with prime rib, because by the time I get it and I get to start eating it, it's freaking cold. And that I do not like it. I don't like it at all.
Yeah. How about you, Kurt? How do you feel about raw meat?
Brother, if it moves, crawls, I'll eat it.
All right. Very good. Now, I've had raw meat.
I've eaten raw meat before.
Yeah. I've tried it at home. Believe it or not, raw liver tastes better than cooked liver. And
you said that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then I've tried some raw steak before, and then at a restaurant, we went to this Japanese restaurant where they had steak tartare as an appetizer.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's raw beef, and it was absolutely fantastic. So I'm not opposed to raw, but my preference is certainly cooked. I'm just not going to be one of these people that are a habitually raw meat eater, and I'm not going to preach raw meat to anybody. So
as long as it's easy to chew, that's all I care about.
Yeah.
And it did.
Yeah.
And he said that.
So well, all right. Now
tartare?
I'm styling my hair tonight, and I see my sister Jerry styling her hair. Papa, Kelly, come on, get with it.
I'm styling my hair too.
Yeah, that's sexy, Bob.
I know. You see my shirt? If you can see it on your phone, it says "Hair would only slow me down."
That's a good one.
All right. So you're obviously on break at work today. How's work going?
Oh, it's going good. Going good. They got me on a job where I get my free workout and get paid to do it.
All right. And I'm having my dinner delivered now. Check this out.
Ooh.
What are you
She's like, I don't want to be seen on camera. Hi, Mrs. Angle.
All right.
Good evening, better half.
Thank you very much. All right.
Oh, that was sweet.
Yep.
What did you get? What did you get?
So she, because I stream on Mondays, she goes out to eat and she went to Applebee's. So I got the shrimp and sirloin dinner.
Nice.
So
Ooh.
I'm going to be about to eat this on camera here.
Mine is in the Instant Pot.
What are you making?
So I'm doing meatballs, and my husband has like a homemade marinara sauce that he made like last year, and I need to get it ate up before it goes kind of bad. So that's what we're having, just meatballs and sauce. But my meatballs came from Butcher Box. This year, since we're on this fertility journey, I'm unemployed. So I've got all these side hustle things I'm doing.
All right.
And so
Good night. Good seeing everybody.
bye,
Good night,
Kurt.
Kurt.
Good to see
Thanks for
you.
popping in. Enjoy the rest
What
of
do
your
you?
week.
So you're trying? Wait, you're trying to get pregnant?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do you have any kids yet or no?
Mm-mm.
How
Nope.
old are you?
Woo! Look at that shrimpy.
Ooh.
See, that's good. Peter, I will be 45 in August.
Wow. So my sister had a baby her only baby at 42, I want to say, or maybe it was 43. And it was like a miracle baby, but she was able to do it somehow.
Yeah. Well, with unexplained infertility, we don't know, why, but we suspect that the fibroid potentially could have been an issue. So
Right.
on May 19th, I had that taken out, and I'm just wrapping up. Well, I'm just starting my 4th week of recovery, I guess. It'll be, I think tomorrow, I think will be 4 weeks.
Do you have to
Or
wait
3.
a certain amount of time to get back in action after the surgery?
Yeah. So back to like normal activities, 6 weeks. To achieve pregnancy, they're saying 6 months.
Oh,
Dr. Kiltz is like, no, we can do it in 4.
yeah.
But my OBGYN is like, no, we're gonna wait until 6. And Dr. Kiltz goes,
You know,
yeah, we don't need to do that. He goes, the first couple months, the baby is so tiny, it's not gonna make a difference.
right.
So we'll see. But as of right now, if I have to wait the full 6 months, it'll be December when I can do the transfer, and we'll use Kiltz's CNY fertility clinic in Colorado Springs.
Okay.
That'll happen in December. And then if I did the math right, baby will come September 9th of 2027.
And how many embryos do they transplant at one time?
Well, I know they only like to do 1. However, in my situation, they only got 1 egg, so there's only 1 embryo. Yeah,
Okay.
so I only have 1 shot. That's all I got.
Oh, wow.
But the first time, so the reason why I'm a part of this community, first of all, is because of Dr. Kiltz. But the first time I did my transfer was in December of 2025, and that yielded no eggs, none at all.
Oh.
And I was like, oh man, like this might be the end of the road for us. Like, I don't know. But I told my husband, I said, I want to try again. And the only reason I said I want to try again is because Dr. Kiltz keeps talking about Carnivore, and I heard it. He has a team of people who do some webinars, and they were like, oh, join Dr. Kiltz's fireside chat on Sundays. And so I would like listen in, and I was hearing about this carnivore stuff, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is crazy. So when there were no eggs, I looked at my husband and I said, okay, let's try one more time. I'm going to do this carnivore thing. And he said, okay, but you're going to quit your job. And I'm like, all right. So that was the deal. I had to quit my job. So on January 2nd, that was my last day. And then that's when I flipped over to doing Carnivore. And literally that 90 days later, it was March 20th of this year, we got one egg, just one.
All
and
right.
it was mature and it fertilized and it's an embryo.
Okay.
So right now it's frozen, just waiting for me to heal. But, you know, to Bob's talking point for the show tonight, you know, what would you tell yourself if you could maybe kind of start over or do this all over again? I would take it a little bit slower because I just figured, I could just transition. And I had like diarrhea for weeks. I thought it was never going to end.
Yeah, see,
And,
I started actually like dirty keto with Dr. Berry. And, you know, I was having the keto treats and stuff. And then I pretty quickly, after watching some more Dr. Berry videos, he said, no, that means just meat and veg and no keto cookies, treats, cook. So I went clean keto. And then pretty quickly, I kind of transitioned because I hate vegetables and stuff. So I do too. So I pretty much naturally then went ketovore. And then within like 3 weeks, I think I was pretty much full carnivore. You know, but the transition helped. I didn't have the bathroom issues, but I'm prone to hard stools anyway, not soft. I'm the reverse of everybody. So for me, I have to have super high fat, like 75 to 80% is what I need to not only for that to keep me from being constipated or whatever, but also
keep the organs lubricated.
Well, yeah. And I also had decades long bipolar depression. I had anxiety. I had ADHD. I was on a cornucopia of psych drugs, antipsychotics, and all kind of strong shit. Seroquel. I mean, some real heavy stuff. And I've been off of all of that. But the high fat, if you read Dr. Georgia Eads' book, Change Your Diet, Change Your Mind, or Chris Palmer's Brain Energy, either of those two books, they talk about high fat carnivore or a high fat keto diet for mental disorders. And I've been off all my psych meds for 3 years, complete remission. I mean, you wouldn't know by me, you know, you wouldn't know that there's anything wrong with me, you know, but that's not the way I was before. I mean, I had suicidal depression like Carrie had. I mean, it was bad. I'm telling you guys, I'm lucky I'm still here.
That's amazing.
It's a miracle. It's a miracle I'm not dead.
I am so grateful to hear you share this story. I cannot identify with like suicidal type thoughts.
Right.
But when my brother passed away, I was like 21, he was 18. And for 20 years, I just took on this unnecessary guilt. I felt it should have been me instead of him.
Yeah.
Now, I never ever once thought about taking my own life. I just thought that if I got like hit by a truck or something, like, you know, that would be okay.
Okay, but did you know that? But that's the same. But that's the same thing. That's because I used to think all I have to do is drive my car right into one of those like walls by the side of the highway, or drive right into oncoming traffic. I used to have all these. Maybe that's the way to do it. I mean, that's the same kind of thing. Believe it or not, it is.
I just didn't want to be the one to do it. But if it happened to me, then I was like okay with it because I felt like it should have been me the whole time and not him anyway.
But in either case, it's not a normal thought pattern either way, whether it's you doing it to yourself or wishing that something would befall you to, you know, take you out. I mean, either way, that's kind of a very like signs of depression is what that is.
Yes. And it wasn't until COVID, I really started struggling with my job. I remember going to work one day and I couldn't remember my login.
Oh, wow.
Like, how do you not, you do this every day,
it's
right?
called brain fog.
And so I asked my doctor if I could do like a leave of absence. She said no, that she felt that would be really bad for my depression. And she encouraged me to get on an antidepressant, which I had not been on this entire time. And so I did that, and things just never really got I mean, they got like a little bit better, but it never really got completely better. I ended up switching jobs. Then you have that like little high of it being better. And then, you know, whatever it is that you're struggling with just creeps with you. You know, if you don't deal with it and say, okay, I'm done with this, then no matter where you go, that shadow follows you.
Now,
And
do you eat high fat, or do you try and keep your fat as high as you can?
So this just started in January, me and this carnivore journey thing.
But I mean,
And
do you eat fatty cuts? Do you eat fatty cuts of meat? Do you eat eggs and bacon?
I do, but I do way more now than before.
Okay.
Like
'Cause,
before,
I mean,
I would have
if
eggs like maybe just on the weekend, you know, or bacon on the weekend. I
yeah.
ate your traditional SAD diet. Like that was,
No, but I'm
and I
saying on
love
carnivore.
sugar.
I'm saying now
Oh,
that
on
you're on. No. I'm talking about in your carnivore
Oh,
diet. Are you trying to keep the fat higher? Like, eat a lot of
yes,
eggs, eat a lot of bacon, eat fatty
yes,
meat. Are you doing any of that?
yes, yes.
Okay.
And I found out that I was taking in too much rendered fats
Yeah, that's not
early
going to help.
on.
Yeah.
That's why I was having like just this nonstop diarrhea.
Yeah. That's, you got to stop that. I mean, unless
Mm-hmm.
you're me, I can pour tons of rendered fat all over everything. Does nothing to me. Helps me. But for someone like you who's having the bathroom issues, or a normal quote unquote person, you know, pouring all that rendered fat, you're just going to be going to the bathroom.
Yeah, I just have to not what's there. Okay, fine, but don't add to it. Like don't add more. So
Right.
like with my eggs, I like to have bacon grease in my eggs, but I just don't do that anymore. I do extra butter. I just
Yeah.
don't do the bacon grease.
When I cook my eggs, I cook them in lots, like a big thick pad, like a chunk of butter. I'll throw that in the pan. I like a lot of butter, and I just put the eggs in. I do them easy over, and that's it. And I put a little hot sauce on there, and that's it. I'm good.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But like a year ago, because like I said, I switched jobs, and then like a year ago, I almost lost my job. I switched to a career where I was working from home, and I wasn't getting anything done. I was very, very tired. I just wanted to sleep a lot. And so in April of last year, I talked with a therapist, and that was the first time I'd ever heard anyone say to me, I think you have type 2 bipolar.
Mm.
And I was like, what? And she said, yeah,
That's me. That's me.
She goes, it's the depressive side of bipolar.
Okay, that's me for decades.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about that. Peter, all I want to do is sleep all day long.
That was
That's
me.
all I want to do. I just want to sleep.
Yeah.
If I'm up and awake and I'm doing things, my head is messing with me.
Yeah.
And it's getting me upset. You know, I'm thinking of things that make me upset, things that haven't even happened, and I'm like getting upset.
Right.
So I had all of this crying, and the only time I wasn't crying was when I was sleeping. So I never really wanted to be awake. And yeah, the brain fog. Last year was really, really, really bad for me. And I never did get on a depression or get on a medication for the bipolar, but they did gradually like keep increasing my antidepressants. But then it was like, well, we want to have a baby. And the antidepressant that I was on is not approved or safe for pregnancy. So I had to try to wean myself off of it. And then that's when things were just bad.
Yeah.
And so it's just, you know, I hear the stories in the community, and I am just so blown away at people like you, Peter, who say, had this not been for this community, I wouldn't be here, you know?
Let me ask you a question. Are you still on antidepressants?
I am. So I moved off of the Prestige because apparently that was bad for pregnancy.
Okay, can I tell you one thing about
me
Prestige?
to a different one.
Let me tell you about Prestige. I tried. I was on Prestige, and I had a very bad reaction to it. And when I tried to I did get off of it, but I had to wean off of it very, very slowly. But even doing it very, very slowly, it felt like I was coming off heroin. It was unbelievably difficult, very, very tough. You got to go really, really slow. Okay.
Yep,
And
it took a couple months.
Yes, but once you're off of that, but here's the thing. If you can keep your fat as high as you can, don't do the rendered fat because that's going to put you in the bathroom. But for mental issues, I promise you, if you want to add butter to your meat or just cooking a lot of butter or whatever you like, that whatever fat doesn't bother you bathroom wise, but eat lots of eggs. Eggs are like the perfect food. They've got like 50% fat and 50% protein, whatever. Bacon, lots of good fat in there. Fatty cuts of meat, chuck roast, whatever, right? Whatever. What do you think, Jerry? Like fatty, what do you think that, because to keep that fat high that's what's going to cure your mind. I promise you.
Beef, bacon, butter, eggs, beef brisket, if you can get that on sale.
Yeah. Fatty brisket. Absolutely.
The mindset is, in my opinion, I'm just a KILS certified health coach. So this isn't medical advice. This is my experience. People that have had some sort of depression or mental anxiety fare much better with a higher ratio, 80% fat and 20% protein.
That's me.
From what I can tell.
Yeah.
And I coach people, and I don't force carnivore on people. I find out where they are and what their needs are, of course, with their medical doctor, wink, wink. But they say that they want to do keto or they want to do carnivore.
But Jerry, you can do the high fat keto too. I mean, because I was doing high fat keto first. And that was working for me, or even Carnivore, but with the high fat, you can do it with some vegetables in there. It's not going to kill you.
No, it wouldn't kill you. Not at all. It just depends on your personal preference, I would say. If you're not adverse, like Peter said, he had asparagus. Bob said he had some broccoli. What is that?
Those meatballs that she had, that marinara sauce that they made last year that they're trying to use up.
Is that the butcher box ones you were talking about?
Both. Yep.
No.
Here's all my eggs.
The butcher box that I saw, the meatballs, they had breadcrumbs in there and filler. Did they change their recipe, Des?
Let's see.
That's why I purposely didn't order them. I ordered butcher box because of their ingredients list.
No added hormones, no antibiotics, 100%. Oh, there we go. Grass fed, fully cooked.
Do they have an ingredients list? They got to have an ingredients list.
Yeah, it says beef, pork, whole eggs, water. Oh, rolled oats. Salt, spices, and garlic powder.
Okay, so there are some grains in there.
Right.
Yeah, a little bit.
You know what? You do better to just get yourself some ground beef. And if you want to add a little cheese or a little something, but I would be careful of these pre-made meatballs from the store. You got to be really careful, right, Jerry?
Yes.
Yeah, I just did a video last Saturday on a 3-ingredient meatball, and all it is pork panko, eggs, and ground beef. That's it.
That's a good one. That's a really good mix.
I was just going to mention that too. Kelly's is so simple, and you just grab the meat, literally a pinch, and barely ball it so it stays nice and tender, because you don't want to do this with meatballs. You don't want to compact them, Des.
No.
You want to keep them light and fluffy so that when they release their fat, the fat stays in the ball and not in the pan.
Right. That's a good.
See,
that's
this
a
is
good
why I
idea,
join these things.
Yeah.
Grab the meat like you're wringing it out, barely do a ball, and drop it in your pan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
The other thing
when
that
I did mine in the air fryer Saturday, I took the basket out. I just let them cook in the render fat. And then I poured them on top of it and let them soak right back in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but she's got to be careful because of her bathroom issues, Kelly.
Yeah.
You can do that. I could do that. She can't do that. That's going to send her to the bathroom.
And that way, Des, if you have the meatballs cold with the fat inside them, they're cold. You won't have the, as we call it, disaster pants.
Right.
We've substantially weakened their economic and military.
Good boy.
Desiree, what's your YouTube handle?
It's right beneath my name. I put it in there today because I thought maybe somebody would ask, but it's at Faith, Fuel, and Footsteps. 4 words, all spelled out. No special characters.
Faith, Fuel,
Yep.
and
And I think you're following me, Bob.
I am,
you
but I
are.
always have a hard time finding you.
Oh,
See, when I
wait.
type it in,
Wait.
youtube.com/at Fuel and Footsteps, it comes up. This page isn't available.
That's weird. Somebody told me that it's under my name.
Desiree?
Yes. Who told me that? So I got to look into that.
Go make a comment in the chat.
Yeah, put a comment in the chat so he can find your channel.
Just say something like, hi.
Say anything
Hi,
in the
send.
chat.
Yep.
I just put my name. Hopefully,
There you go.
that's in the studio chat. Whoopsies.
No,
So I
do
don't
it
think
in
that's
the
for everybody.
YouTube.
In the YouTube chat. That way I can click it.
Okay, join the chat. Connect.
Okay, she's obviously over in the other side now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I had this problem before. I remember I found it, and I think I was the one that said it was under her name.
Did she put a comment?
I haven't seen it yet.
There, did it work?
Okay, yeah. Hold on. So there it is. Yeah, so there's the comment. Go to channel. There we go. All right.
Full name in there too, because
Okay. Yeah, so you might not have a vanity URL yet. So here it is. Okay, here's Desiree's channel in the chat. If you're on mobile, there it is right there.
What does it come up as? What's the name of the channel?
It comes up as her name, just the way she spelled it out. Desiree Chmiel?
Schmiel.
Okay.
Like Shamil Shmazel Hassenpfiff Incorporated?
That is what people say. Yes.
That's what it is. It's Laverne and Shirley. Shlemiel, Shmazel, Hassenpfiff
House of Pepper Incorporated. You know, Laverne
That's
and
before my
Shirley,
time.
I think both of them are dead.
Both of them. They're from Milwaukee, or it was spun off from Milwaukee. There's Desiree's picture of her channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I don't know
That's
if you
me.
have you might not have the vanity URL yet where it says at Faith Fuel and Footsteps. Let me copy that and see if it'll work. Maybe I'll just-
On the screen, it does. Right now, it shows.
Yeah.
yeah.
And Grandma Barbara was like, "Oh, if you need to increase your subscribers, just do a short." So I did a short of my dog Max.
Right.
And it worked. Now I have 65.
People love pets.
Okay,
Peter,
all right.
Isabel had said that she wishes you had a channel. Why don't you have a channel, Peter?
I do have a channel, but I don't really post anything there. It's just Papa Carnivore, or one word, or Papa Carnivore 15. 15.
Yeah.
Technically, every YouTube user has a quote unquote channel.
Yeah, I mean,
This
I
is
have
whether
a
or not you
channel,
have
but I don't
content or not
post-
is another
But
story.
I don't post it. The videos that I put there are just stuff that I'm watching, like favorite videos and stuff like that I like to watch and stuff. A lot of them are music videos and stuff like that. So there's probably a million things in there that I put as my favorites or whatever, and you could probably see them. But I don't post any videos. You know what? I mean, I work so much that I just don't have any time, and the rest of my time I'm here doing stuff like this. So
I understand that. I haven't recorded a direct talking head video and edited it in like months just because I don't have the time. But I just all I've been doing is these Monday nights, and I'll occasionally collect a few shorts out of them too and post them. But
yeah, I mean, in the morning, where am I? I'm at Dr. Kilt's Then I'm over at Mitch. Then I go to work, right? And then after work, I get home a lot of times, like I eat dinner or whatever, and then I'll come on shows like this, like Bob's show or, whatever. And then, or Amy's show or who's ever has a show at night. And then, maybe I'll watch a little TV and go to bed. It's a very boring life. It's all carnivore.
It's better than TV.
It's carnivore and work.
Better
Carnivore and
than
work,
shopping,
carnivore and work,
Desiree.
carnivore and work.
It's better than shopping. I'm
That's
not spending
true.
all that money.
I know.
Yep.
Keeps
Better
me
than
away
TV.
from. Yeah.
Better than shopping.
Yeah.
Hello, Josephine.
Great.
Nice to meet you. She's coming
Well,
over.
Peter, I'm just glad I had a chance to talk with you today.
Let me ask you a question. Do you feel better? Your mental, the depression, Desiree, since you started carnivore? I mean, is it any better?
Yeah. So I've already kind of yo-yoed once. So I started out doing a lot of carnivore. Things were going very well. Then it was like, we have all this crap in our house, so let's just try to eat some of that up. And we just kind of figured if we just do it like once a week or twice a week, it's like not a big deal. Well, that
No.
kind of just put you down.
The
Yeah,
problem,
it just got
the problem is once you start eating that stuff, then all your food noise will come right back. Then it's very
Yes.
hard to get back. The longer you can stay, you got to go like total cold turkey off the
Yeah.
duck food, the crap, as Rick calls it, duck food. Right, Jerry? Because I'll tell you what, the longer you stay, and Mitch talks about this all the time. Do you watch Mitch?
This morning, yes.
No,
Well,
Desiree,
this
do you watch
morning-
Mitch?
Oh, sorry.
I just started.
Okay, you need to start watching some Mitch. Mitch is very no nonsense, man. And he talks about how if you just stay away from that stuff, that food noise does go away. Doesn't it, Jerry?
Absolutely.
But
That
if
was
you
probably
people think they can go all week, but then on the weekends I can just cheat. But then the food noise comes all back. Then you're ruined for another 2-3 weeks or a month. You get ruined.
yes. And
Yes.
that alone, when I went carnivore for those like 90 days, and it
Right.
was kind of like, oh, we got our egg, now we're good, right?
Right, now I can give up.
Mhm.
And I can just
So-
go back and start having cupcakes.
I could not believe the food noise was just gone. That I just couldn't believe. I thought, oh my God, I never ever felt I would be free of that. And at my heaviest, I was, I want to say 255.
Mhm.
At
How
my
tall are you?
heaviest, 5'4".
Oh, wow.
My BMI is like over 40, like
Is
44 maybe or something, like 44. My BMI.
Right now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, it was.
Okay.
And now doing the carnivore, I got down to 223 and a half.
Okay.
And now I'm at like I was at 230 and now I've gained a little bit. Now today it said like 237, but I haven't been able to, I can only walk for like 20 minutes at a time with
Okay.
my medical restrictions.
Right.
So I used to walk, 10,000 or 12,000 steps a day. Like that was my goal. Me and my dog, like we would go walk and do our thing. Now I
Right.
have to be a lot more careful. So I'm sleeping a lot more.
Right.
So I have put on some weight.
Yeah.
But
That's
still,
okay. That's
230,
okay. Just
237 is nothing compared to 255.
beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. And if you want chicken, pork, if you seafood, whatever, but keep the fat as high as you can.
Yeah.
And stay away from the rendered fat. Don't pour it on top. It sounds like you're fine. You do fine with butter. Eat the eggs and the bacon and the fatty brisket, whatever. And I'm telling you, you'll do fine. You'll do fine.
I love it.
The
I do
buzz
like
right-
six eggs a
buzz-
day. I love it.
Yeah.
The buzz right now are people are saying keep your fat low if you have fat on your body. What do you guys think about that? Because
That's
I'm
no,
still
because,
of the
Jerry,
mindset of high fat.
Jerry, when I was 320 pounds, BMI over 40, like what she's talking about, when I started, I've been doing high fat the whole time. And guess what? I lost 120 pounds eating. I'm still eating high fat. So
Me
now
too.
some people, I will tell you, if they go high fat, they're different people. Everyone's different. If they keep eating high fat, they can't lose any weight. So yes, for some people, maybe they need to dial down the fat to lose weight. Everyone's different, right? But for me, no, I can have tons of fat, and I got down to 198 pounds at 6'3". That's like Rick territory. That's like a light post. I was like this. I was tiny. I think I was too thin. But
I was losing weight.
Huh?
I was losing weight, but now I think because I am more sedentary, that extra fat, I'm probably gaining it back, and it's okay.
But
I'm
for
not.
you, if you want to tackle those mental issues, the depression, you need the fat.
Yeah.
Also, if you're trying
That's
to
why
get
I'm
pregnant,
so glad.
Also, if you're trying to get pregnant, guess what, Jerry? Does she need fat?
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So
I'm not up to a stick of butter a day like Dr. Kiltz wants me to be, but I do add fat anywhere I can.
Well, eat. You said you're eating 6 eggs a day. That's a good start. If you like bacon, fatty brisket, fatty meat, if you want to, cook in a lot of butter, that's fine.
Now, with that said, Peter said that everybody's different. So it could be for different people.
Yeah.
When I started my carnivore diet, I was grilling outside and making eggs and bacon and sausage inside. I'd grill my steaks outside. I lost all kinds of weight, being very sedentary because I had broken my ankle.
Yeah.
But then as I learned about more, discovered more carnivore doctors, started listening to more, I came across Dr. Kiltz, who, was very a proponent of adding fat. And I tried to add fat. And when I added fat, my weight loss stopped. So,
Right.
Yeah. So for me, there's a balance there. So.
Well, also, you've seen Uncle Charlie in the chat. Okay. He keeps talking about how he cut the bacon and the butter down, and he started losing a lot of weight. So he was in a weight stall. I think you got to experiment, but if you're okay with the higher fat, don't cut the fat. If you're still doing okay, I don't know that I'd be cutting out fat.
So when you think about what's ancestrally appropriate, and that would be like, so you think of the fatty red meat, the ruminant animal is muscle meat and its associated fat.
Right.
That's what you would have ate thousands of years ago. You wouldn't necessarily have piled on and added all kinds of fat to it. Now that works. There is a such thing as fat fasting, and fat fasting can trigger that FGS21 hormone that help you burn fat even more if you keep your protein less than 9% and keep your fat high. It's the same principle why the sugar diet was working for people, because they kept their protein super low. And so you can do the same thing by eating high fat and keeping your protein super low, get the same results that way. So there is some truth to that, but it does vary per individual. So if you're more sedentary than you were, then yes, logically you're going to need less energy than you did, and the energy comes in the fat. So if you're consuming more energy than what you need, then maybe you need to scale back a little bit. So, and
speaking of
the other thing that Peter mentioned was I think he referenced someone who added a bunch of fat and then the pounds melted off of him. Might have been himself. And that's also true too, or wait a minute. It was another individual. Charlie, he mentioned Charlie. Okay.
Well, no,
he cut out the butter and the bacon, and he started losing fat.
Yeah.
And so Charlie's done good by kind of, removing some of the fat from his diet. He started losing weight again. The body, when you're losing weight, the body will figure out what's going on and adapt to it.
Yeah.
So, Uncle Charlie could have stalled out eating high fat, and then as soon as he cut out some of that fat, he was threw his body a wild card and he started losing weight again.
Well, and just like Carrie always says, sometimes you have to mix things up.
Right.
When your body gets used to something, you got to shake it up. So what Charlie's just doing is he's changing it up and fooling the body and going, oh, all of a sudden now we've got lower fat coming in. The body's like, whoa, but maybe later he maybe could raise fat again and he'd be fine. But it's constant, maybe go lion diet for 2 weeks or a month.
He could stall out. he could
Kelly's
stall
doing
out
that,
and
right,
then raise
Kelly?
his fat and start
Yeah.
losing again.
Yeah, and then just a body. It's just just Carrie calls it mixing things up.
Mixing
Maybe
things up.
change your eating window. Change the eating window a little bit. I mean, go lion diet, increase fat, decrease fat. Try different meats, different foods. Maybe less dairy, less cheese. I mean, for me, the dairy is what screwed me up. The dairy and the berries, but there's mostly the dairy because even when I cut out the berries, I was still eating all this yogurt, Jerry, and I was still becoming, it was crazy.
Right. For me, eating that pizza yesterday, and I had a pound of the ground chicken with cheese and all the things, and I ate continually through the show, as Mason will tell you. But today I waited until 4 o'clock before I ate because I know what the cheese does for me.
Yeah.
Use that as a lever. Oh, I had too much cheese that day. I'm going to back off a little bit this day. Know your own body and do accordingly for yourself.
Yeah.
And the
Now,
principle of mix things up.
I think personally, when I would have something, say like the meatballs, when I'm going to somebody's house and I don't know what an ingredient is, and I'm being polite because they're the host, the next day my bathroom habits will dictate how I ate the previous day.
Oh, I'm the same way.
Yes.
If I go off plan, man, I'll get loose stools like crazy. Everything's really bad.
Yes, I'll sit in the bathroom all day.
Yeah.
But I was polite at the host's house, respecting them, and then I pay for it the next day. Everybody is different.
Yeah. No, it's the same for me.
The talk right now in the chat is about the word calories. So Carnivore Cutler is saying calories are a measure of heat. And then other people are saying, watch your calories. The number that's coming in, especially if you're going to be sedentary, each body is different.
Yeah.
So calories is a loose metric to kind of give you a rough idea how much you're eating, but it's not 100% reliable. Because I always say like I can eat 2,500 calories of steak and lose weight, or I could eat 2,500 calories of donuts and get fat. So
right.
So there's some nuance there. A calorie is not a calorie.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of calories, Peter mentioned mixing things up. And that's true. Your body gets used to one thing and it adapts. You start losing weight, the body wants to put a halt to that. And so it'll adapt. It'll either down-regulate your metabolism or whatnot. Think, for example, of someone who's counting calories and they started off trying to do 1,500, then they're 1,200, then they're 1,000, then they're 800, or maybe only 500 calories a day, and they're starving to death. And they still are complaining like, I can't lose a damn pound. That's because the body says, oh, you're starving. There's no food or resources coming in. So it down regulates metabolism because it's trying to hold on to everything you can. And that's why you got to mix things up. So the way out of that predicament is actually to consume more calories. Likewise, when it comes to if you stall out, and I don't consider a stall till it's like 3 months, So if you stall for like 6 weeks, you could be going body recomposition, other things going on, but don't get too frustrated if you stall for a month or so. But if you stall for like 3 months or more, then definitely you've probably developed a routine or a habit that you're just not picking up on, and you got to try and shake things up to fool your body because it's picked up on what you're doing, and that's why it's holding on to its weight now.
That's exactly what my body does. Same, Bob. Same thing.
Yeah. So calories, like I said, in the carnivore community, we like to say don't worry about calories because they're kind of not important. What's important is giving your body the nutrition that it needs. And so you want to eat until you're full, and you want to go ahead and eat fatty red meat and don't be afraid of it because that's where all that nutrition is. And if you're skimping, if you're eating lean, And if you're cutting calories too low, then you're gonna probably either get sick and you're gonna stall on your weight loss, and it's just not gonna work for you. That was our theme last week, by the way. I think was why eating lean can cause you to fail. So. All right. So.
Rick is talking about how Rick eats far more food than I do, for example, yet he never gains weight. I'm 65, postmenopausal. He is 58, and he lifts engines and carries them around. I don't do that.
And he also rides his bike all over the place, and he's he's all over the place.
And what about those calories or that burning, what he's burning, the exercise? And I don't do that. I do different exercises to stimulate my muscles.
I'm looking at some of the more recent comments here.
Yeah, a lot of buzz. Well, thanks, Uncle Charlie.
How many people are in the chat watching?
So right now we got 47. We were up to 54 is what I saw at one point. I see that Jerry's actually restreaming over on her channel. 10 of them are from hers.
Oh,
so very nice.
There we go.
Hi, everybody.
And it does not show me Rumble. Rumble doesn't interact with StreamYard very well, so it doesn't actually show me a Rumble count. And I stopped streaming to X because I actually let my X, I was paying for X Premium and I let it go in favor of Super Grok instead. So now I can't stream to X, but I would hardly get any viewers over at X anyway. So that's why I'm trying out the Rumble thing. All right.
I thought Kels was on Rumble, but that maybe was before I started following.
Yeah. A lot of YouTubers also copy everything that they do to Rumble also, because they're people walk around on eggshells around YouTube for some reason. They're always afraid their channels are going to get removed by Google. So they always they keep a backup over at Rumble.
Probably because they've heard horror stories. I was trying to oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was going to say the more this AI starts, if they say, oh, well, this carnivore stuff is dangerous stuff. Yeah, at some point the AI identifies all that stuff. It could get us all gone.
Girl grandmother, not sure which channel she's watching. You're watching from Jerry's channel, according to this. It does let me know in the chat. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for restreaming, Jerry.
My pleasure.
All right.
Speaking of things that disappear, so last night I joined Grandma's channel, Grandma's Live. Mm-hmm. That was entertaining.
Rick just said that YouTube deleted his channel in so I can't read it.
Yeah.
2010.
2010 maybe. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So she brought up, or maybe I brought it up, but Bill Knott. And so after I got done with her channel, then I kind of went on this mission to find Bill Knott. And I wanted to see the original interview that Carrie Mann had with him. And I cannot find it. Well, Bill Knott put a video out saying like, hey, my channel got hacked.
Yeah.
It's all gone. So
yeah, but
Carrie Mann has so much stuff. Like I have no
probably
idea.
Has the interview with Bill.
I found like an edited version where Homestead How. An edited version where he was like, oh, here's my, my initial interview with Bill. And then he said, go into the live, not the comments, but in the description or whatever. And he said, there's a link to the original interview. And when I click on it, it just says that channel doesn't exist or something.
Oh,
to that
That's
effect.
a shame.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Bill lost it. Bill lost everything. He lost it all. He had nothing backed up.
That's one thing when you get these collaborations come up, you have to be very careful to and research, make sure that they're legit, because sometimes they are that's what happened to Bill. His channel got hacked because, you know, a collaboration opportunity. And then someone that I followed, probably he has his channel, he got it, he didn't get it back. He's working on getting it back, but he made a new channel called Classic Truck Rescue. His name is Rick, and I followed him probably 11, 12, 13 years. And he was, you know, had this email and said that, you know, he was going to be on Mr. Beast and end up hacked.
Well, what he had to have done, he had to have clicked on a link or something, and it asked for his password for his YouTube or something like that. He gave up. He gave up something when he clicked on the link, and then he put in his YouTube, whatever passwords, whatever, and then that person got all that and then moved everything, and that was it.
I can tell you with certainty that one time I had my credit card, I was doing it live, and I had my credit card, and then Sharon had told me, whoa, Jerry, you had your credit card exposed. So what I had to do was call the bank immediately, cancel that card, and reissue a new one. I didn't think. So now I'm really cognizant of what's around my desk, what's around me, I can't do lives with credit cards or checking accounts. You have to, as a YouTube creator, understand that there's a whole lot of evil people out there doing shenanigans.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, there really are. And I kind of wonder in Rick's case if, because he maybe had a mixture of content, I don't know. I wonder if like someone else like reported his channel and maybe that's how it got taken down. I don't know how that would have happened. And Rick's talked about it a little bit. I just don't remember the details, but
it
does make me wonder if that's
one of them was that he was doing a video of him like butchering a duck on the, you know, and that they didn't like that one, you know.
But
there's
yet
other
they
stuff.
have butchers butchering meat and amongst and wildlife channels, not to mention the crude and rude verbiage that some channels can divulge on their channel. If you know, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. There was a bunch of stuff. So he talks about it in his live sometimes.
But to bring it full circle to the topic right now, Bob's topic, I would stay with the higher fat for me. And I played a little bit of the game. I would listen to, okay, what does Bella say? What does Dr. Barry say? What does this person say? Oh, Carrie's now telling me to have low fat. Like Susan Powder, remember her from the 80s? Stop the insanity.
Yeah.
Listen to your body. For me, I was successful with Dr. Jason Fung and fasting. From there, I lost a lot of weight. And then the high fat and Kelly Hogan, my coach, it just took off right out of the chute.
Jerry, how long have you been doing carnivore?
3 years carnivore. Before that, it was keto.
Yeah, and I'm 3 years, 4 months, and 2 weeks.
I'm 3 years and a month. So
yeah, Bob and I and Jerry are all pretty close.
Kelly,
Kelly, how about you?
I'll be 2 years, July 26th, but January of 2021, I started keto. I did keto. That's when I discovered Dr. Barry. If I discover Sally Morton, I would probably wouldn't be eating the spinach and stuff. I kind of followed Dr. Barry and I found Dr. Eric Berg and I kind of did where, you know, what he kind of suggested. And that's where, I mean, I lost almost 100 pounds, but I also didn't realize that spinach was high in oxalates.
Well, he was the guy that said, you got to eat like 5 cups of lettuce or spinach
8 to 10
a day
cups of greens.
Of greens. Yeah.
Yeah, and like the first year, I didn't even know there was such thing as keto treats, keto cookies, like you buy at the store. I didn't know all that stuff. Never know that. I did pretty much, if I did the treats, I made them. And I very rarely made them, but I made the Dr. Berg keto bread. And then I lost almost 100 pounds, but 2022 was a little bit different. That's when things has changed. I went on my first mission trip, kind of went off the plan, a keto plan a little bit. Also, the stress with my wife not coming, staying with her parents, but then also dealing that she was diagnosed with cancer, all that stress, going to Rochester, going to St. Louis for a week. And I just gained like each trip I went for that whole week, I gained 10 pounds. And then that was the year that I found the keto breads, the keto treats, the keto cookies, and not thinking, oh, wait a minute, this is not keto.
Well, you know what when I was keto, in addition to the treats and stuff, and this is early on, I would go to whether it's Sam's Club or BJ's or whatever, and I'd get that skinny pop, the popcorn. It's called Skinny Popcorn, Skinny Pop. It's a brand. And I thought, oh, I can eat tons of this stuff. They had these giant bags at Sam's Club, whatever, and you would eat, but it was loaded with seed oil. I mean, it's all popped in seed oil, and it's carbs like crazy, and it's completely addictive. So I'd eat the whole this big bag, and it was just, I'd get constipated or diarrhea or it was a mess, bloated, so. Like I said, I dirty keto, then I went clean keto, then ketovore, and very quickly within 3 weeks, I was pretty much carnivore, but I did have a little bit of a transition to where I didn't have that bathroom issue.
So I transitioned gradually too, from low carb to dirty keto to clean keto to carnivore. But when I did go carnivore, I did have even though I was doing clean keto before, I did have the bathroom issues for about 6 weeks.
Oh, wow.
You never knew if things were going to be like gravel or like turning on the faucet. It was one or the other,
Right. Yeah. Right.
It took a while to work that out. But now once I reached my new normal, it's great. And maybe that's because, I still hung on to traces of ulcerative colitis for a while too, before it fully went away.
Right.
So, I had gut issues to begin with. So,
yeah.
Jason says the new carnivore bars just dropped today, $6 a bar. Has anybody tried one of these yet? The new ones?
Man, let me tell you something.
Well, I know you're doing that
rather
because
do
some of them have potato in it.
You know what I'd rather do with $6? Buy a pound of ground beef.
Right.
Preach it. Yes, Bubba. Yes.
No, I agree. So it's, but $6 a bar is better than $16 a bar. So I'm wondering what's the difference?
Well,
is it smaller?
It can't be better. It can't be better ingredients. I bet there's some potato in there or something.
They
do make a steak and potato flavor.
Yeah.
And they do make flavors with berries and honey. I mean, the company has always made a variety of carnivore bars. They're not all strict carnivore.
I heard they were going to come out with this cheaper version, but someone told me they thought maybe there's some potato or some fillers in it.
One has potato, one has blueberries in, and there's an apple pie version. I believe, I don't know this to be a fact, but I believe due to the economy, no one could afford, I don't know, how much were they, Peter? $20 a bar? I don't know.
At least 16 or 20, yeah.
Okay, there you go. So no one could afford that. So I believe the inventory had to get recycled, sold out, and reinvented by putting in not 100% grass-fed beef. That's their number one, and mixing it with let's call them what we call them, potato flakes and blueberries and apples and what have you. And I don't think it says 2 ounces. It's the same, but it's not the same nutritional protein profile though.
I'm looking on this right now. Everything else has fillers and carbs, like the blueberry lemon thyme. It's got 11 grams of carbs. Apple pie, 7 grams. But the potato ranch is 6 grams, and the sweet chili rime's got 7 grams. But the salted, it says no fillers. It's just It just says it's salted beef tallow, and salt. That's it. It says 0 carbs. But
That's
if you got the
$16.
flavor ones, what's that?
That one's $16, Kelly. The flavored ones that you speak of, those are the ones that are $6 or $5 or $6 a bar.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
So the one,
you-
there's
the-
one.
they
I
just
think the new ones
changed
are called
the
the Everyday
label, and
Bar.
it kind of confused me there.
2 different versions.
What's
One's
it called, Bob? The new bar?
The new bar is called the Everyday Bar.
Oh, can you look that up, Kelly? Do you see the everyday bar?
Yeah, I
Or
see the
Bob.
everyday bar, and they got one that says the everyday bar 0 carbs salted.
Okay. And how much is that one?
It should be
$6?
$6.
15. Mason just wrote in the comments. So
It's
I'm thinking
$6 a bar because you can get a 10-pack for $60. That's $10. That's
Are they small? But are they smaller bars?
$6 a bar.
Are they smaller bars?
I bet that's got to be.
because Bob's in control. Can you bring it up on the website?
Yeah,
On the screen?
I can actually share screen.
Good idea, Jerry.
And all right. As pure as it gets. The Everyday Bar is a real food, fat forward nutrition made of everyday fuel. 10 everyday bars.
Does it say how many ounces per
beef
bar? Or
and grass-fed beef tallow, no fillers or preservatives.
does it say that how many ounces per bar?
No, I'm looking for that. Trying to find a picture of the package that might say. It doesn't say.
I mean, listen, I do see the use for it. You're out on a camping trip or something, you know, like, I don't know. I do see the use for it, like where you just don't have the ability to cook whatsoever or something. But man, on a day-to-day basis, man, I'm not wasting my money on this.
And it's
Well,
fed and it's grain finished. Not that it makes a hill of beans, because that's
No, it's
what
grass-fed, grass-finished. It's grass-fed beef.
Mm.
Says right here.
grass-fed, not grass finished though. Grass-fed
Grass finished.
every day.
It says grass-fed, grass finished, and tallow.
That's not how I understood it. I believe
That's what it says on.
Yeah,
the
I
website.
see. Our founder.
Boy, how do they know it lasts for 25 years?
$1 million-
Because it's
1
pemmican.
Wow, 1 million bars sold. Wow.
Pemmican does last forever.
Yeah.
Pemmican is like an old Native American way of preserving food.
Then these are the
OG bars. There you go. The Carnivore bar. That's the original.
Yeah.
They were like $15 a bar.
Yeah. Box of 6, $95. So yeah, that's $15 a bar.
I have a sneaking suspicion that these everyday bars are not the same size as a regular carnivore bar. They're smaller.
No, I think they got to be smaller.
That's what I'm thinking. Or they weigh a fraction of what the other.
So yeah, so let's just go by the calories, okay? 420, 35, 20, and 7. So trying to remember that, write it down or something. But if we go back to the other one, here's the everyday bar. And it's 260, 20, 10, and 7. So yeah, it's like half the size.
That's what that's exact. There it is.
Yeah. It's like it's half the size. If it's half the calories, it's half the size.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, for the price of that, I can get the ingredients. I got tallow. I can get ground beef, and make it. You need to dehydrate the beef and powder it to a powder, and you mix it together. It's really easy to make. I've made it before.
You guys in the comments are cracking me up. Oh my God.
I know, me too.
I gotta catch up to them here.
Why? What are they saying? What are they saying?
Well, I wasn't kiss my grits.
Oh,
Sharon Steadfast says they are considerably smaller. Sharon says.
Okay.
yes, that's what we figured out.
Yeah.
And
Brian.
Ellen is telling it like it is. My girl Ellen. Love you, Ellen.
Oh yeah, Ellen doesn't sugarcoat anything. That's why we love Ellen.
Those Wisconsin girls. What do you think?
Yeah.
Brian
Plus
said
she's
he
a
wants
former-
to add some
plus she's
fermented
a-
sauerkraut, pickles, and kimchi back to his rotation. So the fermented vegetables would be, if you're going to do them at all, those would be the ones you would start with.
Hi, Jonathan.
And wouldn't herbal teas have oxalates according to whatever plants they're made of? Depends on the plant. So absolutely. So depends on the plant. Some plants have more than others.
They're very, very, very low. If you look it up, they're very low in oxalates. Very low.
Jeanette clarified that it is 115 degrees in Nevada.
Wow.
Ooh.
Wow.
And Grandma's Crochet Corner says she'll burp up sardines for days after eating them. That's a turn. That could be a turn off. I used to take a fish oil supplement, and it'd be the same thing. I couldn't take it anymore.
Did you know
That got me turned off right there with the sardines. I tried them one time and I burped up, and it was tasted so tasted so terrible coming back up. I'm like, I'm not touching them. I didn't even finish my dinner. I had ground beef. I didn't even eat. I was done.
Hey, Peter, I have to teach you something. Look to your chat to your right of your computer. Are you on your laptop?
I'm on my phone. I can't see
never-
anything. I can't see anything.
I wanted to show you what a private chat looks like, but it's only available on a laptop. Rats.
Yeah, I can't see anything. I can't even see the chat. I can't see anything. I just see you guys.
It is harder when you're on the phone. Like I'm sitting at my computer desk, so I brought it up on the big screen.
Yeah.
But they're at two different speeds, and so it's kind of weird. But if I need to see something, I can look at the big screen and see it better. But
If you turn your
anyway,
phone to landscape position, will it show you the chat then?
Not.
yeah, then it's like together, right? So you have like the screen, and then you have like the chat. Yeah,
Oh,
it
okay.
will.
Everything's
Otherwise,
so
I have to click on the little chat button, and then it goes over the top of the monitor and over the top of the icons or whatever. But anyway, well, guys, it is after 9 o'clock here, so I'm gonna let you go. But thank you so much
Yeah, I'm
All
gonna
right,
take
I'll
off.
letting me
guys.
snag one of your spots on the panel.
Thanks
I'm
for
gonna take
helping.
off too, guys.
Bye,
All right,
birthday
Peter.
boy. Have
Right.
a good
Yeah.
rest of your birthday.
Happy birthday, Peter.
Bye, everyone.
Toodles.
All righty. Now I'm just trying to catch up.
And he's
on-
got his magic trick
Fine.
going.
Oh yeah, he'll have.
Yeah,
other-
he always freezes at the end.
Yeah, he probably just left. He probably just switched windows and didn't actually like hit the exit button or close the browser. But I can
He's
do
prob-
that. I'll
he's
just
probably-
move him myself.
There we go. He's probably going to go to grandma's and have them all say happy birthday to him there too.
I popped over there last week, but I actually didn't join. I just read the chat for a little bit and then I passed out. So, all right, I'm just catching up here on some of these here. Feral grandmother had roasted duck today. Very nice. And we have a big conversation about calories over here, which I'm just going to skip over. All right. I don't think that counting calories is useless, by the way. So it, like I said, when I always try and explain that it's still a rough, gives you a rough idea on how much food you're eating. So, but at the same time, a calorie is not a calorie. So I can eat 2,500 calories of steak, fatty red meat, lose weight, can eat 2,500 calories of jelly-filled donuts, and I will get fat. So it's because this one has no carbs, one's loaded with carbs, one's going to spike your blood sugar to kingdom come, the other one's not going to do anything, and so there's a lot of nuance there. So,
And I
but it's
don't
not.
know all the sciencey stuff that the chat's talking about either,
Mhm.
because like you, Bob, I think the same way. Steak, 2,500 calories, 2,500 calories of brownies. I think of it the same way as you, and I choose not to have the brownies. Well, based on my legs, to have those spasms in the middle of the night. I know that's because it's the sugar, though.
Yeah, and like the 2,500 calories of donuts is going to have absolutely zero nutrition in it, unless your dough is like fortified with something, Whereas that fatty red meat steak, is going to be loaded with vitamins and all kinds of good stuff that does your body good. So,
Sandy just said the comments are over Kelly's face.
I'm camouflaged. I'm hiding. I'm hiding.
You know what? Here, I'll just get rid of
Camo
those for now.
Kelly. Kelly
Yeah.
with the $1 million smile.
So you can eat donuts all your life and you'll get sick and die of malnutrition, or you can eat steak all your life and you live to a ripe old age with nothing but the steak. So and seriously, like Michaela Peterson for 8 years, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, New York strip, New York strip, New York strip. That's it. 3 New York strips a day. That's what she ate, and was healthy as could be. Had some kids, but you couldn't do that. You couldn't get this equivalent amount of calories in Rice Krispies, Cheerios, donuts, or Snickers bars and expect to, have a healthy life. It's just not going to happen. So, but no, counting calories, it can be useful, but it should not be your sole measure if you're approaching a diet of some kind. So, in the same way that like a GLP-1 should not be your sole dependency if you're losing weight, you don't just start taking GLP-1s and not change your diet. It doesn't work, So as soon as you stop taking the GLP-1, or even if you don't, it's going to you're going to have some muscle. There you go, muscle wasting. So if you tried to take a GLP-1 and ate nothing but jelly donuts, your muscles would waste away because you're not getting any protein, But if you eat steak, then you're gonna be healthier as a result.
I had so much protein after my spine surgery, and especially after the hip surgery. And I'm sure you're going to experience that too, Kelly, that I was not afraid of it. And my doctor says, have at her. I was having 150 grams of beef in my healing process, but that worked for me. Again, zero sugar. Oh, I got to ask a question. What, in your opinion, gentlemen, do you think about diet sodas and cephalic phase about eating the sweet and having the craving?
Okay, I don't have that issue. Now I don't drink either. I don't drink diet soda every now and then. I may stop at the convenience store and I get the smallest size, which is a 20 ounce, used to be a medium, but smaller used to be small. But I get the smallest size fountain soda. I don't go and get the bottle soda. I get the deal, and that's all I get. Well, other than that, I drink coffee, 2 cups of coffee in the morning, and I drink right now, it used to be Topo Chico until it comes available, but I do the Saratoga because I can find it in the glass bottles. That's pretty much it. But the diet soda, very rare.
Yeah, so I have nothing against diet sodas. I've drank them all my life, and they've helped me regulate my weight. And the only reason I quit was because I'm having blood pressure issues, but I'm having blood pressure issues because my kidneys are basically at end of life. They're really damaged, and I'm holding on to whatever kidney function I can. Kidneys help regulate blood pressure. So my blood pressure has been elevated, and I know caffeine can elevate your blood pressure. So I stopped drinking soda to eliminate the caffeine. And because I was drinking, I used to drink Diet Coke. I can't have the phosphoric acid anymore because of my kidneys. My phosphorus is too high. So I switched to Diet Mountain Dew and or clear sodas. Root beer actually doesn't have phosphorus, Sprite and Diet Mountain Dew. And I was drinking those. The Mountain Dew, though, had caffeine in it. So I got rid of that. And now I'm just drinking these polar seltzers. It's just water and bubbly water and Saratoga. I love Saratoga. Oh my gosh, I don't even need flavored water when it comes to Saratoga. Saratoga is so delicious, and I even like it better than Topo Chico. And anything is better than San Pellegrino. And I got a water dispenser now where I got take the 5-gallon blue jug and turn it upside down, and it'll pour it hot or cold. I got one of those now. And so I drink a lot of water with my Pebble ice machine. I like ice water. And but now I have nothing against diet sodas. If you go start a carnivore diet, keto diet, or any kind of diet, I don't believe in drinking your calories. And so if you want to drink diet soda once in a while, I see nothing wrong with it. I personally, that comes with a caveat. I personally have never had the cephalic phase insulin response to artificial sweeteners. So whether it's aspartame, saccharin, Splenda, which I avoid those. I only get those if I end up going out. At home, I will use stevia, allulose, and occasionally monk fruit, but I usually don't bother buying it. I can have all those, and I can have diet sodas, and I don't have a cephalic phase insulin response. It doesn't, my blood sugar doesn't go up, my insulin doesn't spike. Drinking a diet soda does not make me crave anything. So I'm good, and if I ever do have a taste for like something sweet, I chew gum. So because the gum is sugar free and it's got a little sweet taste in your mouth, and it's basically calorie free, So I don't have that issue. So I'm completely in support of someone drinking diet sodas, but if they have that cephalic phase insulin response, because it's apparently a thing, because I've read up on it, and there are studies that prove that there are people that do. As soon as the taste hits their tongue, they release insulin, and so if you're one of those people, then obviously you would want to steer clear of it or try and enjoy it on rare occasions and not as a staple. That's my opinion on diet sodas.
I can enjoy water. That I can enjoy because I have my own soda stream maker. Mm-hmm. But like Kelly says, I have had few times, if I do that little bit at Quick Trip, the small soda in an instant because it's free or something stupid, usually for me, then I find that I'm kind of hungry. I want to eat, but then I mentally say I can't eat. It's just the cephalic phase tricking my appetite for me.
Yeah. So, yeah, if the sweet taste of soda makes you hungry, then don't do it. That's that's your N equals 1 experiment right there. You're kind of learning something about yourself. So I used to come home and, I could fast. I could fast for 40 hours and still drink diet soda. So wow. Yeah, it didn't bother me in that way. So, but part of the reason why I like fizzy drinks is because they kind of neutralize what's in your mouth. So like when I eat dinner, it's like you get the taste of the food, and then I like to drink the fizzy drink that kind of washes it all away, and then you taste the food again. Like it keeps making the food taste good, So that used to be the case with like Diet Coke, because like it whatever you had in your mouth that you previously ate, the Diet Coke would obliterate it, completely wash it out. So, but now any fizzy drink does that for me. So, Sandy Blythe says maybe give Bob a chance to talk. You know what? It's funny. So when the conversation gets carried away, I actually don't mind, because if you notice, it's during that time I was able to eat my steak. I was able to leave and use the restroom, and then when I come back, I'm able to kind of read through, and start catch up on the chat and star the ones that I want to talk about later. So there are other times where I am trying to say something, and it does get frustrating to be talked over, and I've muted people in the past. So that's when you'll know that I've kind of had it. Is I'll mute someone mid-sentence so I can finally say what I want to say. So, but all in all, I really don't mind the conversations as long as it's flowing really good. So, and that everybody's getting along. So, all right, let's see here. And I do have starred comments in the past. I just don't want to lose my spot. Let's see here. The chat is interesting, but I'm not going to bring it up on the screen and talk about it.
It's hot. It's getting hot in here. Woo-hoo.
Yeah, you guys are burning some calories in the chat for sure.
I don't think sciencey at all. I just think practical. My body, use the lever, eat the fat, stop the sugar. No science out of this girl. Nothing.
Let's see here. Let's see here. All right, let me just mark one here so I don't lose my spot. We'll go up here and bring something else up. All right, so we got this one already. Bill mentioned fermented veggies. You know what? Again, Dr. Berry's Proper Human Diet can include up to 100 calories of low carb veg. Is the way he words it. I would modify that and say it could be up to 100 calories of any single ingredient whole food that you would find in nature. So let's see here. And then but I have heard that the fermented ones, if you're going to add them, fermented is a very, very, very good choice. I've had a little sauerkraut. I've actually never had kimchi.
Kimchi is good.
I don't even know what it is.
It's a Korean sauerkraut.
Oh, okay. All right. Bryce Biscuit said, most of my friends have many diseases, late stage, or have passed based on lifestyle and diet. That is sad to hear. And I like this follow-up comment, though. Become a carnivore if you want to live. Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's funny.
Awesome. La vista.
Yeah. Bryce Biscuit says, I eat my steak with the bell around the snack. Ding, ding, dinner. I like that. Here we go. Mason, carnivore has yet to help my knees. Normal? Anyone had any relief in their knees? So knees as in like, do you work on your knees? Like I'm a tile setter. I work on my knees and they used to hurt really bad. Losing the weight helped. Also, so did buying $300 knee pads and using those at work now. It made all the difference, saved my career. Or do you have like arthritic pain in your knees? So we'd have to know a lot more. Like, how old are you? How long have your knees been hurting? Did you have a physical job that may have done some damage to your knees? How long have you been carnivore? That would be another question. How much weight have you lost? And are you strict carnivore? Because I know people that will say that that they still had aches and pains until they even removed the seasonings from their diet. They were carnivore, but they were still, the shaker that's got a little bit of onion salt and garlic salt, or they still use some pepper, salt and pepper. I use all that stuff. It doesn't bother me one bit, but I have heard testimony from people that said that anytime they added even the seasonings back, that their pains would flare back up. So there's maybe you're eating a strict carnivore diet and then none of those. Time I bump that cord, it gets muted. Can you hear me now?
I can. Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So maybe everything I just suggested doesn't help you one bit because you're as clean as you can be, or maybe there's some food for thought and there's a couple other things you can experiment with. Sandy Blythe stopped drinking butter coffee and now has resumed losing weight. Yeah. See, that was just an unnecessary amount of fat, unnecessary amount of calories, for your said, either your personal physiology or your activity level or a combination of both.
Right.
So yeah,
Ellen brought that up in the chat too. If she was to have 1,000 calories of butter, same thing, she would gain weight. So
Mhm.
I concur with that. The sciencey aspect, that's Ellen's thing. She's the scientist.
Mhm.
I'm not.
Lizzie, I am no longer adding fat, only what's in the meat. And that is very ancestrally appropriate. So that, and I cook in butter or tallow, and I think that's okay too. That is the end of my starred comments. Let me unstar them, except for that last one that's my marker here. And let's see here. Oh, wow. What's that? Reese's Cluttered Kitchen. I went looking for ribeyes today. Local butcher wanted $35 a pound.
Holy
Wow.
Whoa.
That is a lot. Was it a cow or a T-Rex? I mean, like,
It better be some high quality for that price.
Yeah. ShopRite wants $24 a pound for ribeye tomahawk this week. I may get one for hubby for Father's Day. Bought 3 bison burgers for $11. 24 is getting more reasonable. Yeah, I shop at the big box, the warehouse clubs, like Sam's Club or Costco. I don't do Costco. I do Sam's Club, and it's like you can get ribeye. It's usually like $16.99 a pound. I think it was on sale for the holiday for like $15.99 a pound. But that's for choice. I mean, I think if you get prime, it's going to jump into the 20s for sure. And the prime is, I think, just fattier, but choice is good enough. Choice ribeyes. But yeah, $35 a pound. Wow. Grass fed. Gold fed. It was fed gold flakes.
Yeah. Mason commented on your channel. She was on mine. Now she's back on yours. They said that she needed 2 new knees due to an accident. Peter told her last year to go strict carnivore, so she did. January, 50 pounds lost since January.
Okay. All right. Very good. Let me mark something here, and then let me.
And Wendy's saying you're looking sleepy, Kelly.
Yes, it is getting to my Betty Bye time.
Come on, load. Huh, I can't find that comment in StreamYard yet.
Yeah, it's on your side from A. Mason.
This one.
I noticed.
Oh, okay, okay. There we go. What are you next
good.
to there?
Good.
All right, let me look at it one more time. Yeah, I'll just read it here then. Let's see here. I lost it. Yeah, they said I need 2 new knees. Accident. Peter told me last year to go strict, so I did. 50 pounds gone. Oh, 50. Okay, so that's awesome. 50 pounds. And yeah, so again, it kind of depends on the accident and what exactly happened to him. So it sounds like you can obviously walk, but they hurt. So you're looking at a potential knee replacement. Yeah, isn't that usually when isn't like the cartilage is worn away and now you're bone on bone. Yeah, that's something that carnivore might not fix at all, because you're expecting to kind of rebuild what you would have to hope for is that cartilage would actually rejuvenate, rebuild, and thicken up between where the bones are rubbing together. I don't know if that sounds very realistic or not.
Especially bilateral too.
Mm-hmm.
That's if it was an accident, I'd say, girl, get a lawyer.
There it is.
Say most likely, just like me with my hip, falling. It's probably caused by falling on ice twice, not knowing that I could have possibly had a minor labrum tear, not knowing about it, because you get up and you feel fine, you walk fine. It's just over time, that's when I noticed it. And then, of course, 2024, before I went carnivore, That was painful, but I also was dealing with joint pains in my knees and my feet. But all that is gone.
Mm.
Yeah, but that hip still needs replaced.
Yep.
Yeah, and yeah, no amount of carnivore is going to make you avoid, going to cause you to avoid that surgery. You might be able to get along better, might be able to put it off maybe a little longer, but it's still going to have to get done. So
I put it off long enough, and I'm ready for it to be done. I just want my full mobility back.
right.
Because
Yeah.
like I'm gonna say, it is embarrassing to ask to have your toenails, like the left side I have no problem. The right side, it's embarrassing to ask someone to tie your shoe, or hey, can someone cut my toenails?
Uh-huh.
And Wendy's saying she's lost 100 pounds and one of her knees are better. So the time, the less the weight on the knees. Ellen, I know Ellen is a physical therapist. I know she can speak on it in the chat as well from her perspective. This is not a medical channel. We don't do medical advice.
But I give my opinions though. But no, it's not, yeah, not medical advice. I'm not a doctor.
Right.
Not a doctor. I got my health coach certificate, but I don't even really boast about that either. So
no medical advice, right?
No medical advice.
Right, Ellen.
So I can tell you what I would do, what I might try, or what blood test I might get, but no, you need to consult your doctor ultimately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Run this, if you hear something here, run it by your doctor, see what they think. So speaking of doctor, I got a new doctor. My old doctor retired, and so I was looking for a new one. And like Jeff, I found a DO, and I went and met him for the first time last week, and same thing. Brought him up to speed. Kidney issues, uncontrolled high blood pressure that we're working on with a nephrologist. So he bumped up one of my meds, and then I'm probably going to have the nephrologist bump up another one, here in a couple of weeks, trying to do what we can to get it down, because I'm not at the maximums yet. But anyway, he looks over my records and he's like, looks at my EGFR 10, it's 10, stage 5 kidney disease. He's like, oh man, I'm so sorry. And then he looks at me and he goes, you don't even look like someone that would have kidney disease. I was like, that's what my last doctor would say. He said that I didn't look like someone that's had a kidney issue. He said that he had patients that had better kidney function than me and better blood work than me that came in here looking sick. And he's like, yeah, he's like, usually I'm looking at your numbers here. And he goes, I would have never guessed. He goes, most people with late stage kidney disease, stage 3B, 4, and 5. He goes, they come in here and he's like, they're a little spacey. Like you ask them a question and it takes them a while to respond, and he goes, but you're quick-witted, you know what's going on with yourself and everything. And he's like, I would have never guessed in the world that you had an EGFR of 10. And I'm like, well, I don't really have an EGFR of 10. It's really in the 20s because of my diet. It says 10 with this particular measurement, I got to explain all that to him. So then, of course, he was like, oh, I see you were in here downstairs to see a colleague of mine about your LDL, but you weren't really interested in doing anything about it. I'm like, yep, I'm still not. So yeah, so that was actually, he was a nice guy, nice visit, but I really enjoy it when I get that kind of feedback, like, wow, you look perfectly fine and you don't look like someone with kidney disease. And when I try and explain that, of course, it's my diet, and my lifestyle, but they don't want to hear that, But that is the difference. I eat carnivore. And then also my vitamin D used to be super low. I supplement high vitamin D all the time. So my vitamin D is high and I feel great. And I can still work like I do. I can still hit the gym and work out pretty hard. And you get in these kidney forums and people they're afraid of working out. They're like, oh, I can't work out anymore because I've got stage 4 kidney disease. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Just work out. But because if they work out, their creatinine goes up. and their EGFR goes down. So they think that if they work out, they're doing more kidney damage. It's like, no, just forget that number. It's not what you think it means. So interesting stuff here. Let's see here. I compared Coke Zero and regular Coke to the imported Coke from Mexico once. The one with the shortest ingredient list was the non-diet Mexican Coke. Yeah. Yeah, no, I've seen all kinds of memes where they show like the US version and the overseas version, and the ingredients list on the US version is like twice as long, and in some of the cases, it's actually just the US list is putting down like each individual ingredient and their scientific name. It's actually, if you're smart enough, you might know that this is the same thing as this over here. But then there's other things like, I'm just like high fructose corn syrup. Everybody knows that's bad. That's not in your Mexican Coke, but it is in your local Coke. So, and there's a bunch of other examples either. Sardines of any kind will make me puke. So, all right. Let's see here. With my sardines, I begin drinking the brine from the can. I've never tried that. Let's see here. I'm sure I get plenty of it, though, because I eat it just right out of the can. All right. Catching up here.
I can never catch up on my chat. And your chat has been extremely busy tonight.
Right. It's busier than usual. And then I hate when I'm behind because I don't like the silences so much. All right. Bob is always good when he can talk. Let's see here. All right.
Ellen just said, I love your story, Bob, and she hopes to learn more about it.
As the whole purpose of starting my channel was because when I started the carnivore diet and I lost weight, my triglycerides, instead of dropping like a rock like it does for most people, mine went through the roof. And then when I got onto these different forums and Reddit groups, and I'm like, man, my triglycerides, they were at like 700, and then I went on a carnivore diet and they went up to almost 3,000. And everybody's like, oh, you're not really doing carnivore. You're actually probably eating cookies. You're probably using ketchup. You're a liar. And I'd even get banned from some groups. Like, oh, don't come in here with those lies, and they'd ban me. And I'm like, I'm not lying. Like, I'm freaking out here. All right. Wave, Jeff. All right. Okay. Always got to be careful now. How you doing, Jeff?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Pretty good. You calling from your hidden location somewhere in the U.S.?
Yeah, it's not exactly hidden. We're down in Gulf Shores, Alabama right now. We got in here. Yeah, we got in here about 6 o'clock, and then we went and ate and just got back to the Airbnb. This is my view from here right now.
Mm-hmm.
Looking out over the Gulf.
Okay, yeah, I can see the white fence and some lights in the distance. Look like they might be boat lights.
Yeah, there's we've got boat lights out. We've got docks out here and everything. And then we've got oil platforms out there. We'll be fishing those oil platforms probably tomorrow if the weather holds, which doesn't look like the weather's going to hold too well.
Oh, and you're there. This is your first day. Is this your first night there?
Yeah, we just got here about 6 o'clock this evening.
Right. Yeah, and you're there for the week, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, hopefully some good weather comes your way.
Yeah, it's not looking real good, but we'll get some fishing in between the storms. but we're really mainly here for our granddaughter's dance competitions.
Mm-hmm.
But we decided, you know, we're going to spend all the money to come over here. We might as well get a full family vacation out of it.
All right. Very good. Well, our theme tonight is what would you tell because you started Carnivore around the same time as me. So what would you tell your 2023 self about Carnivore, knowing what you know now in 2026?
Get her done.
Get it done.
Yep, get it done, man.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, it's you know, I would have told myself everything my son told me when I got started.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how to get it started, what to do, what to expect. You know, I don't know what else to tell people. You know, except, you know, my story, how, you know, what it did for me. You know, and you know, I've been able to help other people. You know, I helped a friend of ours get off of type 2 diabetes, got her straightened out, and she's doing great. You know, and I've helped other people, you know, lose weight and whatnot. So, yeah, I just tell them, you know, it's the way to go.
No
All
more
right.
looking back, right, Jeff?
Nope, no more looking back. So we went and found we're on the Gulf, so surprise, we went to a seafood restaurant and so what I had today, well, to start with, coming down here, this was a almost 12-hour trip for us, about 11 and a half hours, I guess. And I packed up, you know, I told you before last week, I dehydrated a bunch of bacon and a bunch of jerky. You
Mm-hmm.
know, we brought chomps, meat sticks and everything, and hard-boiled eggs, you know. Got all the ideas from Kelly on his trip, you know. Anyhow, so munched on that all the way down here. We didn't stop to eat or anything. Then when we got here, everybody wanted a meal, so we went to a seafood joint, and I had me half dozen oysters and a New York strip. So I'm sticking to my lifestyle.
All right. Good stuff. Awesome. Let's see here. Let's Spanky says I was strict carnivore for about 8 months, did not do a thing to help my knees, went to ketovore, and everything is so much better in every way, but that's me. And that's perfectly fine. So like Dr. Berry says, a proper human diet is a spectrum, and you got to find out where you function best on that spectrum. And if on the low end, but not quite all the way carnivore is where you seem to function best, that's just fine. Glad to hear that you're doing so much better and that things are going well for you. I also like that the feral grandmother says that she's 100 pounds down with one knee better. So very nice. Okay. All right.
Come here. Now,
So
come on.
in regards to the
There you
theme,
go.
am I missing the dog somewhere? Let me go zoom in on that. Bring him up.
Yes,
Bring him up.
there
Show him
it
off.
is.
Look.
It's you.
Cute.
How cute. All right. So I had a little bulleted list I had made when it came to things that I would tell myself. And a couple of the things I would do is go for more than 30 days. You know, don't try carnivore for a week or 2 weeks. And I don't even think you should try for just 30 days. I think if you really want to see results, you should go for at least 60, preferably 90. So don't throw in the towel too soon. So a lot of people, when they start any kind of diet, you know, they don't dedicate themselves to very long, and then they don't get the results that they want, then they're like, oh, the diet didn't work, and then they just stop. And carnivore is not a diet that necessarily works that way. For some people, it does. For some people, they start carnivoring and the weight just starts melting right off of them, or you get all this energy back and they feel great. But there are other people who will say that, yeah, no, they had to wait 90 days, 120 days. And then they started feeling that energy. They started seeing the results. So that would be a piece of advice I would give to a newbie is you got to commit for at least 2 months. That's my personal opinion. Most people say give it at least 30 days. And emphasis on at least for sure. So that would be one of my tips. It's nothing I had to tell myself though, because when I started it, I actually just started it and stuck with it. And we talked a lot about fat tonight. So that's another important thing. I did not skimp on fat. I would admittedly definitely ate leaner than I do today because I grilled a lot of my food. So I would actually lose a lot of fat. I would lose a lot of fat in the grill that would render out. And, but it didn't seem to bother me. And that was just my steak dinners. I still ate. Actually, even then I'd make New York strips. I would still cut the fat cap off and give some of it to the dog. I could eat some of the fat, but I couldn't eat a lot of the fat. It took me a while to learn to like fat on my steak. I didn't like it right away. It was actually kind of a difficult transition. But now if I make sure it's just not overly thick or overly tough like some gristle, I can eat the fat. Just eat it, cut it off, and eat it along with a big chunk of steak. And then if you cook it right, man, the flavor in that fat is absolutely amazing. But don't skimp out on fat because fat is your fuel. And just like we talked about last week, if you go into this carnivore diet with this mentality that fat is bad because that's what you were told all your life, then the carnivore diet is going to fail you. So you definitely have to make sure that you're consuming enough fat. And the other thing is we talked about calories tonight. What's that?
Sounded like a CB.
It sounded like Kurt, but he's not on the screen. That's interesting. There's a, so what was I saying? Oh, we talked a lot about counting calories tonight. Okay. There's a lot of conversation in the chat that we didn't bring up on the screen that talked about counting calories. And the reason why we don't talk about counting calories and discourage you from counting calories is because we want you to eat until you're full. And if you're counting calories, you're probably under eating because that's what counting calories has trained you to do, was to limit yourself. And you don't want to limit yourself. You want to eat until you're completely satisfied, comfortably stuffed, as Dr. Barry would say it, but not like Thanksgiving stuffed where you're going to pass out, but comfortably full. And then don't eat again until you're actually truly hungry. Not like you got the munchies or you want to snack out of habit, but if you're truly hungry, then eat again and eat until you're comfortably full. And don't worry about how much you're eating. Just eat until you're satisfied. And then the only caveat would be is if after some time, if your satiety signals and your hormones don't self-regulate to the point where you can depend on them and you find yourself overeating all the time and gaining weight, then you might have to, figure out a way to portion yourself. But at the beginning, we don't want you to bothering with that at all. We want to make sure you get all the nutrition that you need so that you can heal appropriately. The other thing I would say is keep it simple. Or KISS, keep it simple, stupid. So super simple. I think part of the reason why low carb and keto failed for people is because they're always trying to come up with some sort of substitute for the tasty standard American dish that they used to eat. And and maybe you need that. There are these carnivore recipes out there for like carnivore bread and carnivore this and carnivore that. But I think that's a deterrent. I think you should really just learn to eat fatty red meat and fatty fish and eggs and bacon and sausage, and just keep it simple. Don't overthink it. And that also includes, don't overthink it on the nose to tail side of things too. So like, you will come across individuals that tell you you have to eat liver, you have to eat heart, you have to eat other organs, and that is absolutely not the case. Can they be beneficial in quantity, in small quantities, periodically? Yes, liver is like a superfood, but you certainly don't need it. You can successfully live on a carnivore diet that's just the muscle meat and associated fat of an animal, and you don't nearly need the organs. So don't worry about that. Don't obsess over it. If you feel like you need a little more nutrition, you can get an organ supplement in a pill form. That's fine, but don't obsess over it. I also don't think you should obsess over electrolytes. You might need them at the beginning. If you find yourself suffering from cramps, then yeah, get some electrolytes and have them on hand. But I think you should be careful about creating a dependency on electrolytes. So I'm 3 years in. I actually didn't use electrolytes in the beginning. I still don't use electrolytes now. If I have cramps, it just means that I needed to salt my food more at dinner time. As long as I salt to taste, I'm good. If I eat a meal that doesn't have salt on it, then I might have if I do that a couple nights in a row, I might have a cramp. But I think a lot of people become dependent on electrolytes, and their body, your body's supposed to regulate that itself. If you have good working kidneys, you eat, your meat has potassium in it. There's some magnesium in it if you're eating enough, but like if you're not eating enough, the stuff that's in your circulatory system, the kidneys should retain and not spill them out. You will spill them out by drinking a lot of water. You will spill them out by losing a lot of weight really fast, but your body will adapt to all those things. So you might need some electrolytes here to have on an as needed basis, but I would try and resist like taking them every day like medication. So what do you think about electrolytes, Jeff?
Yeah, I'm in the same ballpark as you. I use them. I keep them on hand, but I use them when I'm working out in the hot sun all day, where I'm doing a lot of sweating and whatnot, because I will, if I don't, I will cramp up.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely keep them on hand, but I don't take them all the time. In my case, I've got a heart condition, so I had a blood test one time when I was taking electrolytes every day, and my potassium levels were in the danger zone.
Mm-hmm.
And potassium will stop your heart, and so I was overdoing it. So I know I can't take them every day. I do salt my water every day with some Redmonds. I'll drink upwards of 80 plus ounces of water a day, and just about every time I fill up my 20-ounce tumbler, I'll put a little Redmonds in it. So I try to keep the sodium up, because every single blood test I've had since I've started this carnivore lifestyle, every blood test I've had has shown I'm low in sodium levels every single time. And so I'm constantly putting salt in my diet. And I thought about just taking a sodium supplement, just buying one online and just taking a sodium supplement to keep the sodium levels up for me. But yeah, potassium, I do take magnesium glycinate every evening before I go to bed. But yeah, as far as the electrolytes themselves, the pre-made packets, I take them rarely, just rarely. I don't think they're needed every day.
Right. Yeah. So you take them on an as needed basis.
As needed. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So where do the leg cramps come from? Is it the lack of magnesium then? Or would you say it's the potassium though that causes the leg cramps? Or it could be sodium too.
It could be all of them.
All of them.
I don't know for sure. It could be all of them. In my case, like I said, every blood test I've taken in the last 3 years has shown me to be low on sodium. And so I'm going to assume what my issue is mainly is sodium.
And then remember, I've told that story about what the cramping and almost seizure-like experience I get from eating the Mexican food.
Right.
And that's because of this. They use a lot of potassium in their seasonings, and my potassium always runs high because of my kidneys. So my potassium's always in the danger zone. And then what I learned was when I went out and ate Mexican, and for that night cheated, if that ever that would happen a few times a year, then I would have these cramps, and that's actually because it's so high potassium. And so that I eat the food, the potassium a couple hours later goes into my bloodstream. I have a potassium spike, and so sometimes electrolytes that are too elevated can also cause cramps. So there's a sweet spot, there's a range for normal. If they're low, you can get cramps, and if they're too high, you can get cramps too.
Yeah, this is where everybody's body is different. One of the things I don't like in the community is when everybody tries to follow a pattern that somebody else is doing. It's fine to try something, but don't think you have to do it because so-and-so is doing it. You've got to fit this diet to what your body needs, and we're all different. So what works for me, what my body needs may not be what your body needs. So you have to be your N of one experiment, and try something. If it works for you, that's great. If it doesn't, let it go. But don't think you have to do something just because me or somebody else does it.
Or the influencers.
Yes. Yeah, be your own influencer. And
N equals 1. Yeah.
Yeah. Find out for yourself. Adjust what needs to be adjusted. Take everything. Take everybody's advice.
Sure.
Apply it if you think you need to apply it, but don't expect the same results that they're getting. Your results will vary.
Raffle Sam says fat is not good at all for dogs. They should eat a lean carnivore diet. Red meat, raw, and cooked white fish. No cooked bones, please. Research. Yeah. So no, that's true. So to a degree, obviously they can have some fat, but they can't have fat like we can have fat.
Right.
And I do know that because we have, last year our dog got really sick, and it was either for one of two reasons. So one reason A, she was sick for like a month. Reason A was I had a pool cover, and all the water on top of the pool cover got festery and nasty. And when I pulled it off, and in the spring to get the pool ready to swim in, a lot of that stuff was on the ground, and the dog might have lapped it up and got sick. But then a month was a little crazy for that. We also think that it was from cutting off the fat on her steaks and giving it to her all the time, because I would do that somewhat. Well, my wife, she really hates fat, because she's not a carnivore, so she would do that a lot. And then we think that one of the other possibilities was the dog actually came down with pancreatitis, and it took about a month and different, a lot of vet bills and different medications to try and correct that situation. And she's fine now, but now we don't give her fat anymore. So you're absolutely correct. Too much fat in a dog can cause pancreatitis, and it's not good for them. Mm-hmm. So now the dog gets considerably, less. We don't actually give her any fat scraps now. So, but she still might eat some ground beef or something like that, but we don't cut the fat off of the meat anymore and put it down for the dog. We're like, we ain't chancing this ever again. So that is correct, Raffle Sam.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get off here. I'll let y'all have a great night.
All right, Kelly. Thanks for joining.
Thanks for coming on. Bye, Kel.
Go get some shut eye.
Jeff, enjoy your vacation.
Thank you, Kelly. Yeah.
All right. Spanky says no organs going in my mouth either. Just saying.
Yeah, my wife was just checking up on me here. Asked her to join me. She done took a shower. She said, "No, I come out there and sweat." You know, I'm out here because they got it too cold in the house.
Yeah,
I don't like the cold.
Yeah,
So
I
I'm
don't
out here
either.
where it's just a nice, pleasant breeze. It's probably about, I don't know. Oh, it's got to be about 74, 75 out here, which is about as cool as I like it. In fact, I'm almost chilled just sitting here.
Yeah, I'm the same way. My wife calls me a freeze baby because I'm always like, oh my gosh, it's so cold. You know, she turns the air conditioning on the like we get in the car to go somewhere and she'll crank that thing down. It'll say she turns it down so it's like, 65, 64, 3, 2, 1, 60, and then it just says low. And then she cranks the fan up on high, and I'm like, I'll move the fans to
Okay,
stop
I am
so they
not
don't
hearing
blow
Bob
on
at
me.
all.
Oh, you hear me, Jeff?
Yeah, I hear you just fine, but I'm not hearing Bob.
Oh boy,
I
Are
am
you hearing him?
talking.
I hear him. Yes, yes, I do.
Okay, I must have done something on my end then.
Oh,
Might have touched something. I don't know.
you muted me. You said zip it, Bob. Shut up.
Yeah, you're not showing on the bottom where it shows you're muting. You're muted. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. I mean,
And Cranky Carnivore says he hears all three of us. Oh, now he's gone. Up there he is.
Yeah.
We see ya. We
All
see
right.
you. We'll just
Scooby the dog. Put
now
some
he's
sea
going.
salt in his
No,
water
come
too.
back.
What are we missing when the leg cramps? It could be, it could be the sodium, the magnesium, or the potassium, and it could also be too much of all of those too. So that's another reason why I said, got to be careful with electrolytes. Like if you're a healthy person, your kidneys should regulate them. If you have too many, it should excrete what you don't need. If you have too little, it should hold on to do a better job holding on to them. So because they're low as it is, but you still need to be careful with electrolytes, and you can do that. You can get an electrolyte panel at the store. You can get electrolyte, or sometimes you can get some of your electrolytes in your CMP complete metabolic panel. That will not tell you your magnesium though. A renal panel will tell you your electrolytes except your magnesium though. But see, you always got to get a separate magnesium test. Ownyourlabs.com. That's where you can go if you want to order your own tests. Jeff, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you just fine. I don't know what deal was going on.
Oh yeah, I don't know either. All right. Let's see here. My runt of the litter chocolate lab lived for 16 years on a raw carnivore diet.
Ooh.
Very nice.
And my dogs eat mostly carnivore, and we give them fat. They don't seem to dislike it. If I've got rendered fat in a pan that I'm not going to eat, I put it in their dog bowl. We keep a bowl on the stove for scraps, and we'll split that up between the three dogs, and there'll be fat in there. There'll be rendered fat. Generally not much cut off fat because we eat that, but sometimes there'll be some rendered fat in it. But they don't get a bunch of it, but they do get some.
Yeah, and even when my dog was sick, I didn't think it was getting that much, but as an abundance of caution, we've cut back on allowing her to eat the cutoff fat from meat. So
now, I do know, I've seen where they've gotten too much fat, and I can see where it's upset them. But one of them at least, my border collie, I've seen where she's gotten upset and thrown up from I believe eating too much fat. But we don't generally give them anything in excess, but they definitely get some. We don't feed them lean. We don't feed them lean at all, and they thrive. They're doing just fine. In fact, oh my gosh, my daughter actually had some meat thaw out. Freezer got unplugged. She had a bunch of meat thaw out, briskets and pork shoulders and this, that, and the other thing, and she was she didn't know how long they had sat, and she was scared to keep them for the family. So we said, refreeze them, and if you don't want them, we'll take them. And so our dogs ate high on the hog for a couple of months because every bit of it went to them. They absolutely loved it, and they got fat and protein, whatever they wanted.
So Raffle Sam says, absolutely yes, Bob. Friend's dog just died from extra fats amounts from scraps. Maybe lean is best. Even lean meats cover enough fat for dogs. So, mine was pretty darn sick, but she lived. So, and like I said, she was sick for a month, really bad. And like I said, I don't know if it's the fat or not, but all the symptoms, if you look it up, all the symptoms of pancreatitis were present. So that's what we really think it was. And I think that more so than the just licking the dirty water from the pool cover, based because that would have made you sick for a day or two, but not for a month. You know, so that's something serious was going on here. Pancreatitis best fits the bill. So condolences for the friend's dog. That obviously is sad. But here's the way I also look at it too: is what would be canine appropriate, ancestorally appropriate? Like, if a dog hunts an animal, it's going to eat its fleshy parts along with its associated fat. Is a dog going to take down a grain-fed cow? No, but but most of what the dog would eat in the wild, there'd be some fat, but most of that game is lean. So you figure your squirrel, your rabbit.
That's true.
If a pack of them took down a deer, I mean, none of that would be fatty meat. There'd be some fat, but it wouldn't be fatty meat. So,
but they will eat every stinking bit of it.
Right.
I watched my border collie, and she's wicked. Oh, she likes to hunt. In fact, she's my blood trailing dog. She's the one I use for when I'm trailing game that I've shot, and I want her to blood trail it, and she tracks them down and she finds them, and she's a hunting fool. Well, I watched her one day. She killed I think she killed 5 rabbits, maybe 6. I'm not sure. I'd have to ask my wife. In one day, she'd found a nest of them. They weren't real big. They weren't full grown. They were young rabbits. But she caught and killed 5 of them, ate 4 of them, and gave the last one away to one of the other dogs because she was too full, and ate them complete. I watched her just chew them up and swallow them. I'm talking head, fur, ears, every bit of it. You talk about a primitive dog now. And I used to have a Louisiana Catahoula leopard dog that used to do the same thing. She'd just about swallow a rabbit whole. It was something to watch them eat.
Bill Cook mentioned that earlier in the chat about his dog eating a complete squirrel. Same thing.
Yeah. My dogs are country. Maybe country dogs are made of sterner stuff. I don't know, but my dogs can eat it all. They're something.
I gotta have candy arse German shepherds that just want pristine. I call them condo dogs. They want their pristine food in their bowl that you have to feed them holding the bowl.
Oh, my goodness.
They're too spoiled. They need to be country dogs. Yeah.
Yeah, mine, they don't care. I mean, you can throw it in the dirt and they're going to chow it down. They don't care. They ain't picky, and they'll eat everything but vegetables. You put a vegetable in front of them, they won't have nothing to do with it. But they're carnivores. They eat meat and fat. That's all they want.
Yeah. Steadfast says, I had a Yorkie that got pancreatitis by eating turkey fat at Thanksgiving, way before carnivore days. Yep.
Now, see, we'll give our dogs the whole carcass.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, literally. I mean, whatever's left of turkey, we give it to them.
Yeah. Scooby the dog asks, what was wrong with the dog? They could get diarrhea from too much fat. I had a dog. My previous dog could not eat pork. If you gave her pork, diarrhea. So, and even if it was lean. Yeah.
Yeah. When I get a deer, the dogs get the carcass after we're through deboning. Dogs, you get the carcass. And I'll tell you what, you talk about fat and happy. Oh my goodness. That is their favorite thing.
Scooby the dog asks Raffle Sam, for the dog to die from the fat sounds sus. Maybe something was wrong. That's why I said, like, mine got really sick and was sick for a month, 30 days easy, but she pulled through. So, like, you know, that's why I was kind of like, the reason I brought that up is just to eat fat and die. I mean, was it a long, slow out process? Was it pancreatitis that just didn't heal? Like, you know, that took several weeks, or was it, I don't know. I just can't see, like, you know, wolfing down some fat and then, you know, so that's, I mean, that's kind of, I was thinking the same thing. See here, old or nasty fat goes into suet blocks for the birds. I put it into the freezer. When I have enough, I add seeds and dried fruit to it. The woodpeckers especially love it. Oh, that's interesting. All right.
I put some fresh suet out for our birds here, but they want to eat on the side that is reserved for the not the woodpeckers, I can't think of them, the birds that come just during the season. Oh, my Lanta. It escapes me, but our woodpeckers, they will not come on the sun side of our house. They will come only to the shade. Unusual, I think, in the middle of a forest. Hummingbirds, that's it. The hummingbirds we keep in the shade, and that's where they go. They won't go in the sun, vice versa.
Scooby the dog says, most dogs I know won't eat fruit or veg. Mine will. So
Really?
mine will eat apple. Mine will eat strawberries. Yep.
Wow.
Not so much veg.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
But fruit,
I had a Labrador that we was out dove hunting one day, and I had this black lab, and my buddy thought it'd be funny to toss her a tomato out of a sandwich when we was eating at lunch, and by golly, she caught it and ate it. That dog would eat vegetables. I've never seen a dog do that before.
Wow.
But the mutts I got now, they all they want is meat.
They're spoiled.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I figured if I'm eating this way, why shouldn't I eat this way?
Right. Yeah. Now, my dog usually, whatever we make, my dog usually gets the leftovers. I'm not a leftover kind of person unless I make a lot and I know I'm going to eat it. But most leftovers kind of sit in the fridge and go bad. So I'd rather just give it to the dog. So, Cranky Carnivore Cutler. When I fed my dog raw trout or salmon, I had to hold it while she ate, or she would bring it onto the house and eat it on the sofa.
Oh boy.
My dogs are outdoor dogs. They rarely come into the house. Well, my border collie gets to come in every day just to get belly rubs, you know. But yeah, for the most part, everybody lives outside. I don't keep my dogs indoors.
When I was a kid, we used to have a camper out at a lake, and we'd go down to the shore and we'd catch bluegill like nothing else. And so we'd get the bluegill and we'd take it off the hook, and we'd have to take a knife and cut I think it's the dorsal fin off because it was sharp and spiny.
Having fun, is you? Yeah.
We'd have to cut that fin off, and then we would turn around and look at my Siberian Husky, and we'd throw the fish towards him, and he would just catch that thing in midair and swallow it whole, like gulp, 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 gulp. We'd just sit there and we'd throw that dog fish all day long. Absolutely loved it. All righty. Let's see here. Patricia says hi to you. Yeah, oh, you already saw that. Okay.
Yep, I got her.
All right. My Frenchie loves watermelon, strawberries, and loves cooked broccoli. Okay,
Wow.
cooked broccoli is a surprise. So that's like I said, I've noticed the vegetables are kind of difficult for a dog, but my previous dog used to like carrots.
My brother-in-law's dog used to love the baby carrots as well.
And pumpkin, and I've yet to see a dog that doesn't like pumpkin. So
true. They say it's good for their digestive system.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Simpson Johns, my vegan daughter has taught her dog to eat fruits and vegetables. I hate that.
Ooh, Cindy. Whoa.
There's
Oh, dog.
I saw I saw a video of there was some vegan had their dog on a talk show like Phil Donahue or something like that. I don't know who it was, but it was one of those like talk shows, and they were talking about how their dog is dog's a vegan, and so it might have just been a news program, might not have been a talk show actually, might have just been the news. Well, they put down they put down a bowl of meat, and then while the owner put down a typical bowl of the vegetables that she feeds it, and they're like, yeah, no, the dog's gonna go straight for the vegetables. The dog doesn't like meat. And they let the dog go, and the dog just ran right past the vegetables and started wolfing down the meat right on live TV.
Oh, yuck. Poor
I'd
dog.
love to find that. I should find that clip and share it. That was great. My wife tested watermelon on the dog because the dog loved ripe watermelon, but wouldn't have anything to do with overripe melon. Okay. Loved ripe melon, but not overripe. That's interesting. Yeah. And then I skin and dress a rabbit before I eat. And Raffle Sam says pancreatic death. Okay. Yeah, that's the likely cause is if too much fat equals pancreatitis. So, all right. Okay. Very good. Kind of the ending some of the things on my list. Like here, it took me 3 hours to kind of wrap everything up. That's funny. The other thing I would say is common pitfalls. Overcomplicating it again. I think that's a pitfall. And all these like bizarre carnivore recipes and everything that take so much, you don't want to get in this mentality that, I tried that carnivore diet, but it's so much work. No, it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be take the meat, add the heat, and then you eat. That's really all it is, So if you're making carnivore bread and taking endless supplements and you're trying to be perfect and get grass-fed, pasture-raised everything, don't overcomplicate it. And then don't undereat, especially undereat calories. You're going to feel terrible. We don't want you feeling terrible. We want you to feel fantastic. And then don't expect perfection. So you hit a stall, you hit a rough patch, you have some constipation or some diarrhea. Doesn't mean you have to quit. Those are transition symptoms. As your gut microbiome changes from being adapted to eating the plants or the junk food that you were before, and those bacteria die off, and the ones that thrive on meat, start to thrive and populate. You're going to notice some digestion changes. Everything does return to normal eventually. And then social pressure. Some people are going to act like you're in some sort of cult. Okay. And some people actually do act a bit cultish. You have these carnivore purists out there. If you are out like me, you go to Applebee's or you go to a restaurant and you order a side dish and you have, I'll eat broccoli. I don't mind switching to keto on rare occasions. And that's the key, on rare occasions.
Blasphemy.
Blasphemy. Yeah. What I'm saying is you don't have to, don't beat yourself up. There's a lot of people out there that are like, I haven't had a plant in 16 years, or I've gone 1,000 days, on animal, and if that's what you're trying to do and you can accomplish those goals, great.
Mm-hmm.
But that person is no better than me, who will have an occasional, vegetable or fruit once in a blue moon,
Mm-hmm.
So, you get the guys that are out there. That's the cultish mentality. Like, oh, you can't have any seasonings whatsoever.
Right.
No, you got people out there like, you can't have any cheese, no dairy, so you're going to always run into somebody that says you can't this, you can't that. and you got to remember that just do what works for you, you know? So yes. What is a carnivore diet? Eating meat and animal products. That's a carnivore diet.
You know, here's the deal. Along that lines, Bob. Like, okay, so I saw a guy online over on Kiltz's Tribe, and he made the comment that most of the people on Kiltz's Tribe don't eat carnivore. Well, that's not true. You know, most of them do. But see, knowing this guy and how he posts, he's one of those purists that if you eat anything other than meat, you're not eating carnivore. And the way I argue against that is show me any animal in the wild that is a carnivore, and I will show you an animal that doesn't eat 100% meat. Same thing with an herbivore. Show me an herbivore, and I'll show you an herbivore that eats meat. So, because and I've personally seen deer eat birds. I have seen deer cannibalize on other deer organs after we've removed them from a deer we've killed and put a game camera up on them to see what comes and eats on the innards. And I've seen deer come up and nibble on those innards. So if a deer eats a little bit of meat, is it no longer an herbivore? Well, of course not. It's still an herbivore. So if a carnivore, and you'll see carnivores, I've seen cats eat grass. Cats are always considered carnivores. Dogs are not considered carnivores most times, you know, but cats are. Nobody argues that a cat isn't carnivore, and yet I've seen cats eat grass. So, you know, if you put some seasonings in your food, if you have that little piece of broccoli once in a great while, you're carnivore. I've actually had a guy argue with me that because I wasn't carnivore because I ate dairy, I ate cheese. It's an animal product. Shut up.
Right. Yeah. So, you know, don't stay away from the cultist mentality. Just ignore them. By definition, if you go to Merriam-Webster, a carnivore is an animal that primarily eats meat.
Bingo.
So it says primarily. Okay. Yep. And it'll give an example of like a dog, you know, a crocodile, you know, and you know what, you know, historically speaking, so are humans, you know. So Bart K will say that hyper carnivore by definition. So then, you know, here we are, and this all comes down to like words and labels, and I hate labels with a passion. But a hyper carnivore is an animal that eats at least 70% of its energy coming from animal sources. That just leaves a pretty generous amount to be non-animal sources. So now, is it if you eat 70% meat and 30% plants, are you eating a carnivore diet? No, you're not. Are you still a carnivore? Yes, you are. So, you know, you just want to be carnivore centric in your food choices, and you know, don't let others get you down. You know, if you cheat with a salad, don't beat yourself up. Just don't. Now, if you cheat with an entire bag of Doritos or a huge, you know, ice cream cake, or, you know, I mean, something man-made, ultra processed, full of sugar and junk, then yes, you know, you definitely need to work on some discipline. But you know, if you eat something that you would have eaten thousands of years ago, even tens of thousands of years ago, you know, that's natural, don't beat yourself up about it, you know. So
yeah, I got some blackberries growing on my back fence line. I walk by there and I see a nice big plump one, I'll snatch it off and eat it. You bet. Now, I will admit, one day I ate about 10 of them and I started having sugar cravings, you know, so can't eat too many of them in a day, just a few in a day, and I'm okay. But I get to eating too many and I'll start getting sugar cravings. But
that's what I was saying earlier about soda. For me too, same thing.
Yeah,
diet soda.
It doesn't knock me out of out of being carnivore. You know, it's no big deal. I'm still carnivore.
Patricia Butler says junk food, my addiction is carbs. Yes, so yeah, like Jeff was saying, if that's gonna if 10 or so berries is gonna make him start craving some sweets, then you gotta watch out for it. Likewise, I have cherry trees and apple trees in my backyard. My cherry trees will be probably producing cherries in 2 weeks.
Nice.
And then my apple trees around the second week of August. And I'll come home from work, let the dog out, and probably graze on them a little bit, and then they're gone, and the deer will have eaten them. So I don't think it's a big thing. So
No. Hey Bob, let me butt in here for a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and bow out.
Sure.
Go and spend some time with family. I think my grandson's wanting to play me in some air hockey, and I know my son-in-law wants to get up early and go fishing in the morning. And we've had a long day, so I probably need to get to bed too. So I'm gonna go ahead and bow out. But I do want to say this. I've had a lot of people over the years ask me if I was ever gonna start up a YouTube channel, and so the other night I did. I've got a few videos posted, a short posted, and 3 short videos. They're lame. There's not going to be any editing. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'll figure it out as I go along. But we'll see how it progresses. So, if anybody's interested, Geezy the Carnivore.
Great.
That's what I go by on there, Geezy the Carnivore. So, if you're interested, check it out. If you like it, like it. Like I said, it's starting off pretty lame, but we'll see how it goes. I'll see if I can't add something different to the community. So anyhow, y'all have a good evening. I'm gonna bow out, and y'all have a great week, and I should be back on next week.
Good.
all right, sounds good. Enjoy the rest of your vacation and your family time.
All right, I appreciate y'all. You have a good one.
You
Bye,
too.
Jeff.
Take care.
Bye.
All right.
I'm going to step out so you can conclude your show as well. I need to use the restroom, and then I'm going to Barbara's house. So that's just my Monday for me, typically.
All right. I am finding Jeff's channel.
Yeah, do it so I can subscribe to it.
Yeah, hold on here.
Hey, y'all. Geezy here.
Okay.
You don't know me on my channel as Geezy the Carnivore.
It's not working. It just took me back to the search results.
Oh no!
Let me figure it out one more time. Okay. Can I right click that?
Geezy Carnivore, he said?
Yeah, so like his videos showed up. His shorts showed up, but I can't get a link to his channel. That is so strange.
No, me either, kiddo. I can't either.
I can click on, I can view his short, but I can't navigate to his channel from the short.
Oh no. I don't even see his short. Oh, yep, I see his short now. I see it. Oh, that's weird. Let me see. If you hit live, it goes right to you.
Jeff.
Right to your live.
Let me try Jeff Klein Carnivore. Aha. There we go.
Oh, good. We have success. Good, good, good.
Okay. So I think this is it. Yeah, 1 day. Yeah, 23 hours ago, 1 day ago, 1 day ago. Those are regular videos. And then a short 1 day ago. Okay, I found it.
Oh, good. Pin that so I can sub to it. Lickety splickety.
All right. So here we go. I am posting this right now.
Excellent. Good night,
in the
Ellen.
chat.
She's saying good night.
Okay. So there it is. It should be showing up soon.
Yes. Yeah, because of the delay on my phone, it'll just take a minute or two.
All right.
I don't know what I'm going to do next week. I've been so spoiled the last 2 weeks.
You're going to work, right? Are you going back to work?
Yes, sir. You
Oh.
know I will be. Yeah, it's still not popping up on my end, at least. I see it in the chat, but it's not blue on my screen. And I think that's because I shared your feed, perhaps.
Are you watching on your own stream?
On my own, right. I should be on yours, but
yeah, it's probably clickable on mine because I'm not allowed to post links on your channel. So it's not going to be clickable. I can only post links on my own channel. So on my channel, it'll be clickable.
Rats.
Yeah.
Rats. Yeah, I surely cannot click on it. Well, I can if I go back to your channel. Let me go backwards again. Backwards, forwards.
Cranky Carnivore Cutlers. I wonder how someone came up with the name Oopsie Cake. So to start off with, there was back in like 2000, there was a forum called lowcarbfriends.com. It's gone now. And basically it was just a community where low carbers got together and they shared recipes and stuff. And there was a user on there named Cleo Chatra. And she was trying to make like a bread or bun substitute. And she came across, she created these things and she made them by mistake, you know, and she called them oopsie rolls. And that's since became oopsie rolls, oopsie buns, oopsie cake. It all kind of derived from her just trying to come up with this like low carb bread substitute. And so she was the one that coined the term oopsie rolls, and it just kind of stuck. So, but Cleo Chatra is what her username was.
Bill's cook's wife always makes him the oopsie cake. I see it on often. He'll put down on the lives. Mm-hmm. I'm having some oopsie cake. He enjoys that a lot. Good.
All righty. Let's see here. I'm just going through the rest of the comments here. Scooby the dog says good night. So did the raffle and some others. Yeah. Patricia says bye. All right. Okay, very good.
Yeah, it was a fun time. Yes, sir. It certainly was. I had a great time. Thank you so much for having me again.
All right. And yeah, we pretty much said everything that I said I was going to say. Some of my other notes did come up. We talked about labs, monitoring your labs, and especially if you're going to, consume a lot of electrolytes, which I would caution about. They're useful, but don't be creating any kind of dependency on them. I think I hit all my notes there. Let's see here. Yeah. And enjoy it, especially in the summer when you can set up the grill next to the pool and have people over. Yeah, it's actually easy to do carnivore in the summertime.
Yes, it is.
There's even your standard American diet people, they'll come over for a cookout. They'll come over for a cookout, and then everybody fits right in, and you can enjoy carnivore in the company of all your friends there. So
no one can say no to meat. Well, maybe a vegan would. Maybe.
Yeah. We can work on them though.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Restroom and then go into Barb's house. So maybe I'll see you there.
Maybe I will go over. I'll pop over and say hi after I use the restroom too. So thanks, Jerry. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
We'll see you all later. Thanks for everyone who joined us on screen. And we had actually quite a good turnout today. And all of you who joined us in the chat, thanks for your wonderful comments and contributing to, telling us about your success stories, your successful results, and lessons that you've learned on your carnivore journey as well. So that's it. I will see you live next Monday. And between now and then, maybe in the channel comments or over on CarnivoreTalk.com. But we We love you. Have a good night. See you later.